here in South Australia.
Hello, good evening and welcome to Football Park in Adelaide as 7 Sport continues its live and exclusive coverage of the Foster's Cup. Tonight, North Melbourne against the Adelaide Crows. A real bonus for the Adelaide Crows fans. This match originally scheduled for Waverley Park, but that surface, a lot of work going on it at the moment, and it's been rescheduled to this ground, and there's a very big crowd already in attendance. It's built up over the last 15 minutes, as it often does in Adelaide, and we're looking over 20,000 at the moment. So a terrific night for footy and a very good crowd in attendance. I've just brought Bernie Quinlan into the action. How are you, Bernie?
Very well, Bruce. Very well. It's a great night for football, isn't it, here at Football Park?
Super, Bert. You'd love to be out there tonight. You'd dob them through from about 80 metres. Let's look at the coaches and the captains. And Wayne Schimmelbusch and Graham Corns remain coaches. 2 acting captains tonight, but I'm sure Chris McDermott, it's a formality. He'll captain the Adelaide Crows this year. And Ben Buckley, well, who knows, he'll be captaining North Melbourne. Matthew Larkin said that he'll be standing down this year. Let's have a look at the 2 teams. So we start with North Melbourne.
Well, a pretty good squad from North Melbourne tonight too, Bruce. They're almost at full strength. A couple of interesting players there. Longmire is built up. He's about 102 kilos. The new players there, Laidley from the West Coast Eagles, played 52 games there, experienced player, and also Johnny Blakey, the ex-Fitzroy player, played 135 games for Fitzroy, including 18 in these last year with the Lions.
And for Adelaide, remember 22 players from each squad here, 3 in the All-Australian team last year.
Yes, Hart, McGuinness and McDermott, and great performance by Ben Hart. He played, of course, in his debut season, played all 22 games. He's fantastic. And a couple of new players, Mark Rasciuto, a 17-year-old, a local from West Adelaide, and also Groom, who's a young player, 18 years of age, and he's a young, promising player as well.
So both teams look very strong. No Anderson, Robin and Wren for Adelaide, but they have a strong lineup along with North Melbourne. Bernie will be working in tandem with Ian Robertson tonight. Down on the boundary line is Max Stevens to bring us right up to date with any injuries, changes and dressing room interviews. And he's a man of many talents. He's about to bring us the Mitsubishi Motors ground report. Max, it'll be delightful down there tonight.
It's delightful, Bruce. Maybe a little cool. We had a top of 27 degrees here in Adelaide, and I must say it was a glorious day, and be assured it's going to be a glorious night. And I tell you what, no chance of rain whatsoever. Let's have a look at the wind first up, and it's blowing right to left of screen, about 10 k's. The goal advantage, 2 goals to the northern end. The ground condition is excellent. The forecast fine with light winds. The overnight low, it's going to be a cool 12 degrees, and the current temperature here at Footy Park at the moment is 20 degrees.
Thanks for that, Max. Both teams on the ground. We'll take a break. The opening bounce after this. Welcome back to Football Park. 4 by 20-minute quarters. Time on added as soon as the boundary and goal umpire signal. No drawn games in Foster's Cup matches. Scores are level, 2 by 5-minute periods with time on to be played. Both the umpires are mic'd tonight, and welcome to Ian Robertson.
Yes, great to be here, Bruce, and I really look forward to doing games here at Football Park. It is a magnificent stadium, and there's always some great atmosphere, isn't there, with a big crowd that love to come and watch their footy here in Adelaide.
Well, no doubt about that, and the crowd over 20,000. And there's McDermott and Ramiro right from the start. McDermott the best and fairest last year in Adelaide. Over comes Buckley, who's acting captain for North tonight. Big news in Melbourne today and around Australia was Wayne Carey's new contract with North.
I think that's a joke there too. Chris McDermott was one of the initiators there, and the umpire finishes up telling Ramiro off.
Now, notice Wiedemann was one of the interchange. Ross Smith was coming off for North Melbourne with Mark Roberts, so 4 on the interchange.
Silcock was another North Melbourne player that's starting the game on the bench.
For the Crows, Brown, Wiedemann, Modra and Jamison. They're the 4 on the interchange bench for the Crows.
Micken playing in a forward pocket early for the Crows. Pittman on the ball.
Maynard picking up Wayne Carey at centre-half back, centre-half forward.
We're ready to go. Adelaide kick to the left. Schenko to go against Pittman. And already a free kick infringement in the centre square. North Melbourne anxious, and Adelaide to get the kick through Pittman. Someone going over the line before the ball's bounced. So Pittman to put Adelaide into attack. Long kick, Hodges the target. Martin at the back of him. Micken went to the ground. Micken's right foot kick to goal, and it's out on the full. So North Melbourne to bring her back in. Already talked about this balmy evening in Adelaide. It's going to get down to about 12, but it's ideal. Ramiro at centre half back. Groom in a bit late. Gives off a quick handball. Here's Schwass, who had his one disappointing season so far last year. Really struggled. Clarkson, and a ball in at between centre wing and half forward.
Maynard did line up on Wayne Carey, but they've made a move very quickly. It looks like Nigel Smart is now picking up Wayne Carey.
Ischenko gets the hit out. It's McDermott. Overruns the football, but North Melbourne, I went down to their rooms before the game, and they're very, very keen to win this game. And in the first few minutes, they've just done a few things that maybe indicate that their enthusiasm is not being well used at this stage. Tackle there by Rowe on Laidley. The crowd looking for a free kick, but now the umpire has picked a free kick out, and it's going to North Melbourne, and it looks as though it may be taken by Blakey. It is. He gets the hand pass away to Laidley, two of North Melbourne's recruits over the summer. Here's Ramiro, right in that back pocket. He kicks it high, gives the teammate a chance to run in, but there's a good mark taken by one of the Adelaide Crows new boys, Mark Risciuto.
It was courage, wasn't it, Robbo, the way he backed into the pack, only 17 years of age. A former Teal Cupper, in fact an All-Australian Teal Cupper, playing at half forward. And there's some big raps on this boy.
Well, he's got a fairly well-developed physique for a young man. Number 32 for the Adelaide Crows. The kick just off the side of his boot ever so slightly, and it goes through for a behind. So that's the first score of the match to the Adelaide Crows, a behind to Mark Risciuto. And it's 18 minutes left in this first term. The kick in has been marked by Schwass. He is at right back pocket, Wayne Schwass, just inside the 50-metre line, and that wasn't a bad effort by the 24-year-old winger and a very classy player.
To centre wing. Scholl was there with Groom, another one of the newcomers. Ramiro's quick kick to the space. Carey. And, attacking it was Clarkson. Smart versus Carey will be one of the highlights tonight. Liptak, who suffered an injury during the week and was a doubtful starter, well played. Around the body to McGuinness. It was a thumping kick, particularly on the run. He's going to kick from about 55, 56 metres. Good vision by Liptak, wasn't it?
It was a good kick too.
Just around the body. McGuinness running onto it. What a great player Tony McGuinness has been. At Glenelg originally, youngest Magarey medalist, then Footscray, and now Adelaide. And he's a long kick, all right. Made the distance and behind, so the Crows 2 points.
Not too much drama about whether he's taking it from a set position or on the run there, Bruce, eh?
Great timing, wasn't it?
Beautiful distance.
Now, man is the target. Ex-Western Australian defender come ruckman. Buckley to centre wing. Carey Smart. It's going to be a real duel, that one. Holding it against Carey. 50 metres, is it? No.
He's a good player, Carey. This will be a great contest, won't it, Bruce?
Well,
Smart and Carey. Smart and All-Australian in 1991.
Kick by leader half forward. Liptak onto it.
And Liptak just taps it out of the reach of Ischenko. In comes Allison to take the ball over for a boundary throw in about 35 metres around from the Crows' goal. They lead 2 behinds. North Melbourne yet to score. Micken and Ischenko, ex-teammates at the Bears. There's a kick by Rowe. It bounces and right on the line, Michael Martin sees it through for a behind to Adelaide. So 3 behinds to Adelaide. We believe that they may be kicking with the aid of a slight breeze going down to that left-hand end. And that kick in has not been touched by anyone, so it should be a free kick to the Crows. And by gee, don't they stack them in here at Football Park. The people, great night for footy, but they just keep coming to watch the Adelaide Crows play football here. Punched away, opportunity for Larkin. Handball on. Good effort by Lee, jumping high. Chance for Buckley. Well pressured by McGuinness. Opens it up for Tregenza. Short kick is okay. Mark taken by Liptak. Liptak's kick to the front of the goals. 1-on-1. Hodges taken away now by Schwass. And he gives away a rush behind to the Crows, where, well, Bernie, safety is probably the best bet there.
Yes, I think the wise decision there by Wayne Schwass. But doing all the attacking at the moment. The Adelaide Crows, North Melbourne yet to get the ball past the centre line.
Allison goes to Schenko, Pittman in his back, no free kick. Lee's quick handball, Jarman first touch off, brilliant, outstanding. Groom's first kick for Adelaide to fall forward, and the mark taken by number 11, which is Glenn Archer, who 19-year-old, he played 9 games last year, and they're the sorts of players that North will be looking to establish themselves at. Not a very good effort. Lee goes for home with a long one, hooked it and kicks it behind. So the Crows, well, you'd say they were peppering it, to use an old cliche, but they're doing that. They're attacking with 5 behinds.
Is any of that due, Bernie, to the fact that they may or not have played a lot of competitive football at this stage of the season?
Oh, you just have runs like that, I think, Robbo. I think they would have done plenty of goal-kicking practice even up to this stage of the season.
Laidley takes the kick in, but gives it away straight away to one of the most exciting young prospects in Australian football, Ben Hart. And the umpire is going to penalise Schwass, I think it is, on man on the mark, 50 metres.
Peter German.
German, what, not giving up when he blew the whistle maybe to come back on the mark? It's a rough old decision, isn't it, when you think that there was no way known Ben Hart was going to kick a score from where he was, but now he's a real chance to kick a goal. And he does just that. So Ben Hart kicks the first goal of the game. A real dasher is that young fellow there. 1-5 Adelaide, North Melbourne yet to score.
Yes, well, with the aid of the 50-metre penalty, almost made a certainty of that goal. Ben Hart playing across half-back. So well down from his position. But what a season he had last year, playing all 22 games for the Crows in his debut season and also making the All-Australian team.
Great start by Adelaide. They lead 11-0. They've had 6 scoring shots. Buckley took it from Mashenko out of the centre, up to half forward. Bickley underneath it, takes the mark. Had all of the 22 matches last year. One of Adelaide's outstanding players in 92. Micken went early. Here's Larkin. Left-hand handball was okay to Clarkson. Clarkson's left foot, not much distance. Sean Smith being held onto by Tasker will get a free kick. It's got to come back to Smith, who didn't quite establish himself last year. He's had some bad injuries. Goes short. Larkin working hard. Smart did a good job to come across the front of him and run it out of play. So North, it's about as far as they've got into attack, and they haven't scored yet. They're trailing Adelaide by 11 points.
Boundary throw in. Ischenko high over the top is Smith. Now he gets another chance. Sean Smith can't quite control it. Neither could Buckley. Ball rebounds to Tasker. Can't get past. Handball to Tregenza. Tregenza's kick. Nearly marked there by Laidley. Taken by Archer. Well tackled. Back to Laidley. Laidley with a little bit of space. Gets the ball to Blakey. He's well tackled by Jarman.
A bit high, I think,
May have
Bobo.
been a fraction high.
Yes, I think so.
Well,
over that right shoulder.
was
no
there a
doubt.
chance for an advantage rule there? Would Adhart have been allowed to play on? Maybe not. Blakey with the football, kicks it in towards centre half forward, in front, no mark taken. Now they get clear through Rowe. Rowe's kick comes towards centre wing, bouncing into the open, and it will eventually sit for Wayne Schwass. Gets the hand pass back to Scholl. Scholl's kick across his body, a great mark, an excellent mark, taken for the Adelaide side by Risciuto. His kick towards the centre of the ground, taken by Archer. Archer bounces his way out of trouble. A high kick, covers about 30 metres. North Melbourne struggling across half forward, punched away by Smart. Comes back near the centre wing position, kicked away by Maynard, and the mark is taken by Archer.
Third or fourth kick for Archer, so good start by him. Centering kick. Ischenko the target, unopposed, takes the mark. Bickley in late. Quickly gives to German. German swings it to Blakey, who's started pretty well. The Fitzroy player, good kick to Clarkson, who should goal. On the run, left foot, goes for it, and hooks it badly and kicks it out. So not a good finish there. Excellent build-up by North and a poor finish by Clarkson.
It's not all that far out, Bruce, and no pressure on Clarkson. On his left foot, will acknowledge, but really should have done better, Robbo, with that.
Yes, I agree.
Carey and Pittman, a couple of strong bodies. Maynard ducks his head, and then McGuinness gets good distance. And a thump away there by Schwass, and also Buckley against Ricciotto, who's started very well, number 32 for Adelaide, one of the new men, teenager. And didn't they produce one last year with Ben Hart? They'd like a Ben Hart every year coming in to play 22 games.
My word. Andrew Jarman takes the ball out of the throw-in. Little hand pass by Maynard. Underneath all that is Ben Hart. He was going nowhere. Peter German applying the tackle. And a bounce will take place just outside the 50-metre line in North Melbourne's half-forward area. And Pittman up high. Couldn't quite get the ball clear of the pack. Attempted kick off the ground by Ramiro. Picked off there by Bickley, then Maynard, then Andrew Jarman. Back to Bickley. Back to Smart. That was magnificent football by Adelaide to get clear there. It was very tight. They eventually get the ball to half forward where Mann takes it off the back of the pack. Little drop punt kick is not too bad. Blakey away to Archer, who's playing well, as Bruce has already mentioned. Kick towards the wing, taken away from Ischenko. Well, I thought that was all right. Pittman, you're a bit stiff.
Well, he paid the mark there. It was very temporary, wasn't it?
Well,
the time in Ischenko's hands.
If Pittman doesn't do anything, Graham Corns pulls him off the ground. Here's Laidley. Wide on the wing, short kick into the pocket. Crows are forcing the North Melbourne side to go indirect. Here's a chance now. Attard shot for goal, just misses to the left-hand side. So North Melbourne get their first score with just 11 minutes left in the first term. They've scored a behind, and the Adelaide Crows are 1-5.
Lee gets a good distance. Pittman was the target. Andrew Jarman. It's a clever handball, really gave Tregenza an excellent chance. Laidley with him, and Tregenza under pressure will probably force it out of bounds. No, still there. Free kick to North. I thought North Melbourne were going to get the free kick. It's going to Adelaide and going to Groom. Groom and Ricciotto, the two new players for Adelaide. He's kicked to Hodges. Martin with Hodges. Play on court. Here's Schwass. He'll probably concede. No, kept it in to Attard. Back to Schwass. As I said, he struggled last year after being one of North Melbourne's stars a couple of years before that. Another man who struggled last year was German. Oh, well, one of those tackles had to be high, didn't he?
I thought they both were, Bruce.
I'm sure German stopped thinking he was going to get a free kick.
He did. There's no doubt about that. It was good tackling now in the end by Ben Hart, as it's turned out, going by the umpire's decision.
Really hassled him, didn't he, out of it. Here's Hodges versus Martin. Archer, besieged, Rowe, onto it. Couldn't give it up in time. Good tackle by North Melbourne. Seemed to have an opportunity to get rid of it, didn't he?
Oh, I think so, Bruce, yeah.
Quick reflex handball to Jarman would have been the go. Unable to do it. Micken goes against Ischenko. Now Jarman, he gets a handball off. Groom. Martin in front this time against Hodges. Quick handball over the top. Allison away.
Yes, North Melbourne clearing the ball from the full back line. Allison's kick was a little disappointing in the finish. Smart. Loves dashing. So does this man, Maynard. Now Tregenza. On to McDermott. McDermott's shot from 45 metres is a goal. Well, what a great kick by the acting captain. We have to mention that, but at this stage he still hasn't been appointed, but he's kicked the Crows' second goal.
Yes, and about 8 Crows players rushed to congratulate that player on screen. Nigel Smart setting it up from half-back. He's having a marked influence on this match so far, playing on Wayne Carey, the up-and-comer at centre-half forward. And Nigel Smart just sets up so many attacking moves playing it across that half-back line.
17-1. Smart been very important early. Handball by Clarkson to Blakey. Ben Hart underneath it. Good stretch. Longmire coming in late. Just get the feeling, Bernie, that Ben Hart's eventually going to end up in the centre or as a key midfielder, isn't he? He's just such a great player.
He could play anywhere, Bruce. He's a terrific kid.
Maynard's long kick. Hodges' first touch. Quick kick around the body. Rolling. Well done, Allison. Took off like Linford Christie to run it down. 2-6 to a point, and Hodges is going to be a fascinating player this year. He came good at the end of last season, really made a mark in the AFL. Now Ashenko, it's hard work for a big ruckman to have to stretch that far to make it. Martin, excellent smother.
It's good work all around there, Bruce. A good hand pass by big Alex Ashenko, getting that hand pass to Mickey Martin.
Mark Rashudio doing very well. That's Attard on the bench now.
Boundary throw in, left half forward for the Crows. Ball comes to Buckley. Little kick, wasn't quite as effective as he wanted it to be. Came back to Larkin, hand pass to Scholl. Back it goes to Ramiro, runs across centre half back, kicks it wide, out in front of Clarkson. Putting the pressure on was Bickley. Clarkson falling over, getting over to help out Tregenza. Good work. Ball rebounds. It was Liptak's kick, and it found Hodges well within scoring distance. May have been Groom. Bruce, was it?
Yes,
over
it was
there?
Groom. We got the ball. And look at this strong mark too, Robbo.
Good
in
effort.
front of a terrific defender in Mickey Martin, one of the strongest defenders playing the game. Scott Hodges, the leading goal kicker for the Adelaide Crows last year with 48 goals.
Well, he should get the distance from there, I would think. Lovely kick. Oh, magnificent kick. A goal. Scott Hodges kicks his first goal. The Crows get their third. And all of a sudden, from their efforts, that scoreboard is looking quite impressive. 3-6 to a point.
Yes, here's that replay again of Tregenza getting that ball out very quickly to Groom. A well-weighted kick there, just to the lead of Hodges. Strong hands by Hodges, and there's that very good kick from the 50-metre line. And a terrific quarter by the Adelaide Crows.
So the bounce back in the centre, knocked away by Pittman. Little kick by Liptak. Here's a chance for Mann. Falls over, and the Adelaide player falling over on top of him has given away a free kick. So Mann, quickly, hand pass to Blakey. Blakey running through the centre. Hand pass sets it up for Peter German. German's kick up towards full forward, and being held onto there was Tasker. The advantage rule has been awarded, and Lee kicks it towards centre half forward, and that could be a mark. Yes, it's been paid to Mark Micken. He's just outside the 50-metre line.
Getting a fair bit of distance, the Crows, with the kicks to this end of the ground. So the breeze definitely to the end to which they're kicking in this first quarter.
That could have nearly been a free kick, but the umpire perhaps saw that Wayne Schwass was going to tidy up. His kick, oh dear me, I don't think that was all that positive. Liptak back to Pittman. Pittman's kick towards full forward. Hodges tries to punch the ball away, really was ineffective, and it goes through for a behind to Adelaide. Scott Hodges in the picture there. 6.5 minutes left. The Adelaide side lead by 24 points. But one of the disturbing things for North Melbourne is that they've only been able to score 1 point so far in this first quarter.
Archer the target from Allison. Outnumbered, but able to gather it in to centre wing. Good kick too. Blakey has been busy. Surprised that Fitzroy let him go at the end of last year after giving them excellent service. Longmire's first touch tonight. What a great player he's been in his career so far with North. He kicked a full forward. Good stretch at the back by the Crows. That was Pittman. Came down to Tasker to centre wing. This is Rashudio. Handball, McGuinness. Only a hamstring stretch of that one. Oh, excellent tackle by the Crows. McGuinness's handball taken brilliantly by Lee, and they're exciting when they play like that. Not a good kick. Rowe unable to take the half volley. The handball by Blakey was good. Here's Larkin. 3 times best and fairest at the club. Swings it wide to Schwass, who's on his wrong side, the right side. Ramiro unable to take it. Got to take those. Wasn't all that difficult. Got the ground by McGuinness. Back to Schwass. Well, he's outnumbered. He's got well played. He had 3 opponents against him. Stood his ground. Back turn. Got into the clear. Kicks to full forward. Smith. Bickley. Pittman to Bickley again. And Adelaide run it back to half back. And Tregenza takes a comfortable mark. They should set it up here with Maynard and Liptak.
Oh, nearly a top effort by Maynard. Giving a free kick away was Allison on Liptak. Now the Crows force the ball up towards half forward, but North Melbourne have the numbers back there, where Laidley kicks it back towards centre wing, sitting underneath at Liptak, effectively tackled by Carey. Allison gets it across to German. German off the left foot, in towards centre-half forward, but a little bit too easy in the finish. Johnny Longmire misjudging that, and mark taken by Rouvray.
A little bit stationary on the forward line, the two key forwards in Carey and Longmire.
Rouvray's kick covers good distance again, and that's a mark. Well done by young Chris Groom, number 50. And Adelaide will be looking for improvement from these young players if they're going to force their way into the six in season 1993. Andrew Jarman, who always gets a lot of the football. Ooh, jumping on top there. Was that Blakey over the top? And just making it a bit difficult for Rowe. Extremely difficult, as a matter of fact. No, it was Staritsky over the top. And the umpire will bounce at centre-half forward for Adelaide. 3-7 plays one behind with 4 minutes left in the first term.
Micken against the Schenko Rowe with some distance. Hodges and Martin, good battle this one. Hodges goes to ground, Maynard, still with Maynard, left foot round the body, great kick, goal. Well, that was a terrific performance by Maynard. Doesn't kick a lot of goals, but he's a real dasher, and I notice he's playing up forward a bit more tonight, or does he follow his man down? But anyway, it was a great goal in the end.
Well, he can play anywhere too, Bruce, Maynard. He was well up in the stats last year on the handball. He was about 8th in the competition, and only kicking 4 goals for the entire 92 season. Mainly played as a half-back and played in all 22 games for the Crows. A terrific player, great competitor.
Out of the centre for the second time, North Melbourne infringing. Free kick to McDermott. Oh, Buckley unable to, and Hodges coming in behind him to take the mark.
He's a good player, I think, Hodges, Bruce. He had a few detractors early in his career, playing in the AFL.
Got off to the wrong start, didn't he? Wanting to stay at Port Adelaide, and so much conjecture over whether you play or not. And
well, he kicked 48 goals in 13 games, which is not a bad effort.
Averaging 3.5, it's good, isn't it? And he got better as the season went on, and you'd reckon he'd be worth 70 or 80 this year. It's a very good kick for another goal. Well, they're on fire suddenly, Adelaide. As Rocco said a few moments ago, they're converting now. And with the shortened quarters, North Melbourne, you'd think, are almost too far back already. It's a point to 5-7.
Well, twice this has happened, and that's terrible discipline from North Melbourne. Not a great attempt there to take that mark or the spoil coming from the acting captain in Ben Buckley. And that allowed Hodges to come in and take a fairly simple chest mark. And what a great kick for goal he is tonight. Some nights he has off nights, but he's on the target tonight. 3
minutes left in the first term. 6 goals the difference in the Crows' favour. Andrew Jarman. Oh, there's Pittman and Ashenko having a bit of a to-do. Chris McDermott, that's the right thing, Chris. Give the ball straight back to the umpire. Bernie, you'd know all about that, wouldn't you? Handing the ball straight back to the umpire like that?
Oh, yes, you've got to get on the right side of the umpire, don't you, Robbo? That's right. Big Alex and Pittman not too happy with each other.
Well, they've had a pretty even battle so far in this match. Ramiro at the bottom of the pack. And eventually, I don't think the umpire was going to give a free kick there. But then in the finish, Ramiro on the bottom was pushed again by one of the Adelaide players, so he receives the free kick. Looking to give the hand pass away. Off that left foot, he kicks it up towards centre-half forward, but the ball, it has to be just sitting a little bit going to that right-hand end.
Yeah.
And in front, a good mark taken by Pittman. Gets it away to Victor. Longmire tackles. Rashuto, he's in trouble. Smart. Sweeping hand pass. Benhart. Away to Lee, and the Adelaide Crows will go into attack once again. A good kick by Lee, directly towards centre-half forward, but an excellent mark taken by the big ruckman for North Melbourne, Alex Ashenko.
He probably needs a few gallops at the moment, I think, Ashenko.
Being kind.
About 2 or 3 kilos overweight. He's a player who needs a lot of hard work in the pre-season.
Well, he did very well last year for North Melbourne. Craig Scholl in trouble. Look at the pressure that Adelaide are just applying around the centre of the ground. Allison, kick off the ground, goes close to the line, eventually over for a boundary throw in. And the fans there, well, I don't think it's quite that cold, but it's quite a pleasant night really for footy here at Football Park. A little bit of breeze blowing down to that left-hand end. Here's a chance for Scholl. Gets the ball away to Mann, and North Melbourne out of trouble.
To centre wing, Clarkson able to get rid of Bickley. Carey and Smart.
He did everything to get the free kick, didn't he, Bickley? Threw himself to the ground. It was a great acting performance.
Well, the academies are on pretty soon, Bernie, and he might be a late nomination. at the back, Laidley. Now Bickley gets a quick kick. He's a very good player. Micken, man on top of him. Archer, Larkin, Nishenko to get down. Sturitsky, good hip and shoulder by McDermott. Jarman to Ben Hart. They're three of the keys, aren't they? McDermott, Jarman, Ben Hart. Good kick, Hodges, lovely stretch.
Free kick.
Got to be a free kick.
Has to be a free
He's done
kick.
it 3 times already, Michael Martin.
Yes,
Scott Hodges.
he was lucky earlier, wasn't he? He was hanging
2
on
or
to
3
Hodges.
times. I mean, you know, this is what I think you and Peter McKenna and most of the people that have played in the forward line have been probably complaining about over the years, that the forwards are scragged a little bit too much.
Well, that was pretty obvious. Martin couldn't get there and spoil, so he had to go for the body. But Hodges is making it very difficult for Mickey Martin at the moment because he's moving around so much. He's a moving target on that forward line. That's
Had a
something
few
North Melbourne.
opportunities.
Yes, that's
Kicked the ball
true.
down a bit.
Well, both his goals came from the other pocket, and this one straight in front. Good-looking kick. Another goal, his third. And it's been a splendid start. 6-7 to a behind.
Yeah, well, I don't know what North Melbourne can do to stem the flow at the moment, Bruce. Here's the free kick again. He had his hands to it, and then Martin just dragged him off when he couldn't get back and take a second attempt at that grab. But Scott Hodges moving around, giving Mickey Martin plenty of trouble at the moment at fullback. 3 goals in this opening term, an excellent contribution.
6-7 to 1 point. Just half a minute left. Nischenko falling over. Through comes Rowe. Away to Risciuto. Lovely long kick. This may even bounce through. It does, but just for 1 behind.
He looks a ready-made player, doesn't he,
My
Risciuto?
word, yep.
Only 17 years of age.
Well, I suppose all Australian selection in the Teal Cup is not given away easily, I wouldn't think.
No, you must have a fair bit of ability to do that. 182 centimetres and 81 kilos.
Good build.
Yes, and he looks
Modern
an ideal
day-
build for a young
modern day
fellow coming into the
footballers
game.
Seem to be of that ilk. A 50-metre penalty from the kick-in. What was that for? Didn't quite pick that up, but Mann has the ball, and he's kicking right from the, well, the negative end of the square. Kicks it out towards the wing. Pittman didn't quite take the mark. Lee. The siren will go very, very shortly. Laidley, who's being forced to work very much overtime. Ben Hart. And there is the siren to end the first quarter and put North Melbourne out of their misery. Temporarily anyway, because at quarter time Adelaide 6-8, lead North 1 behind.
Sad, sorry story if you're a Kangaroo fan, because North Melbourne just are behind at quarter time. Adelaide with 14 scoring shots at 6-8. So 6-8 to a point at quarter time. The latest odds from the Melbourne Tabaret Sportsbook. This is for the Foster's Cup. North Melbourne at 20 to 1, and somebody today put $300 on them to win at 50 to 1, I think it was, but that 300 might have already gone, I think.
It's a nice donation, doesn't it, Bruce, at the moment?
Adelaide at 6 to 1, and Hawthorn and West Coast the 2 favourites, 9 to 4 and 11 to 4 respectively. That's the sportsbook odds. Max Stevens has been down listening to both the coaches, and Max, I'd imagine Graham Corns was pretty happy.
Well, he was particularly happy, Bruce, with the way they finished that quarter, but he wasn't too happy with the way they started that quarter. Now, he's also made the point that they've got a lot of height in the forward lines in Mark Micken and Chris Groom there to take the pressure off Scott Hodges. So when going into attack, don't forget to look for those two as well as Hodges. Also, a bit of a pat on the back for Mark Risciuto, a first gamer, and Scott Hodges kicking 3. Wayne Schimmelbusch complaining about the desperation by North Melbourne. He wants a complete turnaround this quarter.
Max Stevens with that report. 44 to 1. Nishenko goes up against Pittman. We'll see if there's anything in the breeze here, but 14 shots to 1 tells the story. And North will be looking for something out of Carey, and Longmire up forward. There's Blakey.
That's what they need, a bit of aggression there in the centre bounce, and Nishenko leading the way.
Notice Carey right in the goal square with Longmire for the moment to start this opening term.
And also those guys around the midfield, I mean, if they could take a lesson out of the Crows book, we tend to criticise the key forwards in Carey and Longmire, but the ball was going up so pedestrian-like.
Slow motion, wasn't it?
Oh,
There's
terrible.
Pittman, handball by Sturitsky to Lady. This is okay. Schwass out of the centre, goes wide. Roberts, and with him Tasker. Good to see Roberts back. Only played
in the opening game last year and had a knee reconstruction.
And going too indirect there, Bruce, out to that half-forward flank. He had a chance. There was no pressure. They've got two key forwards. Why not aim for them?
Yeah, they were a long way away, weren't they? Standing in the goal square. Here's McGuinness. Brought down by Clarkson. Gets a free kick for hanging on. So McGuinness from half-back.
Tony McGuinness, who covers such a lot of territory during a game of football. Wonderful little player. Kick goes high out towards centre wing. That's nearly a mark to Maynard, and it's been paid. Good effort by Rodney Maynard. Handball away. McDermott roaming across the centre of the ground. Gets past his opponent and kicks it directly towards centre half forward. Man punched away. Hart. Handball was always on. Lip tack. Can't quite control the football. Punched on by Micken. Chance for Archer. Gets the ball clear. Now it comes back to Mann. Mann's long hand pass. Storitsky. Larkin. Larkin's kick. Well, not too good in the finish. Set it up for Pittman. He's going to be caught, but he gets the hand pass away to Ben Hart. Hart's long kick up towards right half forward. Excellent mark taken by Groom, putting himself in front, which is where the ball's going to be. It's dropping short. That right hand end into the breeze. Oh, that's another free. Michael Martin. I don't think you can argue too much. If you have a look at this replay.
No argument there. He just grabbed Scott Hodges out on the lead again. He's leading a merry dance at the moment. Scotty Hodges coming up for his 4th goal.
Well, good value, Scott Hodges, at this stage of the game. And he's usually a pretty good kick when he gets it near goals too. And it just floats away to the left-hand side, the breeze helping, and through for his first behind. So 3-1 out of that score of 6-9. North Melbourne still just that solitary behind.
Probably the toughest of the pockets to score from at Football Park. Schwass to come back in with it. And North could do with 2 or 3 goals in a quick burst. Oh, McDermott, good mark. It's a great goal in the opening term. The club champion last year. Respected universally in this city for his leadership qualities. Short. Laidley comes in late, but good stretch in the front for Shutio. And both he and Groom have made outstanding starts. I know in such a short time, but they've looked the goods. This man only 17, Groom 19. Now he can kick a footy. He showed that in the first quarter into a slight breeze. Drop punt, nice looking kick right there to the square. Oh, great mark by Maynard.
Well, this is an exhibition at the moment, isn't it, Bruce? He was a great performer for the Adelaide Crows last year, Maynard, playing in all 22 games. Played mainly as a half-back. Great pair of hands. Played on a lot of bigger opponents. He picked up Stewie Lowe on a couple of occasions, and there's that goal. And the Adelaide Crows just romping away at the moment.
Oh, he's kicked 2, Maynard. Not sure if he's managed that before, Bernie, in his Crows career. He only kicked 4 goals last year, but he has played in every Crows match to date. He's played in all 44 games they've played over 2 seasons.
Yes, well,
good effort.
He's very versatile, isn't he, Bruce? Look at that. That's a great grab there by Maynard. Terrific pair of hands. And the good thing about this Adelaide side, they're so versatile. So many of their players can play at either end of the ground.
Adelaide 7-9, North Melbourne 1 behind. And Adelaide have managed to do what North Melbourne couldn't do.
3rd time this too, Robbo, that there's been an infringement at the centre bounce.
And this is what footy's all about. I think the smaller things that come with very good discipline.
Has to go to North the ruckman, surely. Maybe it was a holding free kick given there.
Well, it's Jarman's ball, and Jarman kicks it directly towards centre half forward. Not taken. It's eventually cleaned up by Wayne Schwass. He goes straight across the ground. North Melbourne retained possession. It's Blakey at left half back. He's had a few touches. Short kick in towards the centre of the ground. The mark is taken by Buckley. Now Buckley, who this evening is acting captain. Handball away to Blakey. Blakey short kick. Eshchenko drops what he should have taken. Gets the handball away. Ramiro beaten for it. Strong play by Bickley. Had his eyes only for the football. He got crunched, but he got it away to Tregenza. Now opportunity again for Maynard. Maynard goes directly towards goal. Hodges! Well done. The crowd here in Adelaide love this guy. I'm sure of it, Bruce. He kicked 150 goals one year, didn't he?
For Port Adelaide, yes.
And any man that can do that, I mean...
They rose as one, didn't they, the crowd there, to applaud that?
I think he's a very good player. But
It's just strength, and if you can outbody Mickey Martin, that's a terrific effort. He's one of the strongest players at North Melbourne.
well, he's kicked 3. 3 from 5. It could be 4 from 6 kicks. It is 4 from 6. Well, we've still got 15 minutes left in the second quarter, so plenty of time for Scott Hodges to add to that. 8-9 to 1 behind.
There's the replay. Schenko dropping what he should have taken there, setting this up for the Adelaide Crows. And don't give them too many opportunities because they don't need much of a sniff to make the most of it. Good work there by Hodges taking that mark. Martin really worried more about Scott Hodges than about the ball.
Fast starters, Adelaide. Remember, they thrashed Hawthorn in that opening game a couple of years ago, thrashed Carlton last year in a Foster's Cup match here. And tonight they've really put it to North Melbourne, 57-1. Roberts in the ruck. Pittman easily. Schwass a good half volley. He's had some touches. Wide kick to half forward, and this has been the problem. They've been going so wide. Allison. Now here's Carey. It's been quiet tonight. Smart on top. But it's hard to hold down Carey. Here's Bickley, whose handball was a bit ambitious. McGuinness through his legs. Ramiro's little handball. Roberts, clever. German. Ben Hart will run in towards the boundary line. German back. Jarman should take it. He does. Quickly to McGuinness. And Adelaide swing it from one end to the other to Tasker. They're exciting to watch. There's no question about that. Tasker to Rashutio, who, well, we've already talked about him. He looks good. Schwass holding him up and doing a good job for North Melbourne because Adelaide players are running left, right and centre. Tasker on to McDermott. Twists and turns. A little short one. Liptak, nice take. Laidley runs him round the corner. Rashutio, Schenko with him. Well done, Liptak. Only as far as Longmire, who's obviously having a run up the ground. Longmire's kicked the half forward. Nice stretch. Roberts takes the mark. Tries to run off Pittman, who puts some pressure on him to fall forward. Carey in the front spot. Smart with him. Handball over the top by Rouvray was good. Now Lee away to Jarman.
Well, they could turn this all around, Bruce. Jarman, a sneaky little handball to Ben Hart. Ben Hart runs his full distance, given the all clear by the umpire, and a free kick has been picked out of the marking contest at centre half forward for Adelaide, and it's going to Man. Bit of a dust up behind play. Players wrestling. Jarman and Matthew Larkin. North Melbourne get the ball towards full forward. No mark taken. Crows under a little bit of pressure. Taken away by Bickley. Gets the ball wider for Tasker. They always seem to have a player 10 or 15 metres in the clear. Tasker with 2 bounces. Runs up towards half back and then kicks it towards half forward, and an excellent mark. He's got good hands, Robbie Maynard, and he's taken the mark at left half forward. He plays on quickly, has a good look, but then eventually bombs away. It's high in the air. Ischenko in front. Taken by Liptak. Now Schwass. Back to Big Alex. Peter German. Handball smothered. Well done. Excellent football there by Rashutio. Now a chance for Schwass to get the ball away for North Melbourne, but a free kick has been picked out of it.
To Laidley,
and it's going back to North Melbourne to be taken by their West Coast Eagles import, Dean Laidley.
He did very well earlier to make the early smother on Adelaide, to hold it up. Roberts, centre wing. Gee, Larkin and Jarman off the ball were having a few words to one another for quite some time. Archer's high one. Smart and Longmire. Oh, great mark.
Been a change to the 2 key forward positions there. Carey playing at full forward now. Longmire at centre half forward.
Just noticed Carey a moment ago, Bernie. Missed a mark he would have taken 9 out of 10 last year. Quick give by Bickley. Thumping kick by Rouvray towards full forward. Here's Rowe going for goal and kicking it. Well, it's a massacre, isn't it? It's a one-horse race. You wouldn't read about it. 9-9 to a point at this level of footy. There's something wrong, isn't it? 18 shots to 1.
Well, I thought maybe the breeze was a big factor in the first quarter with the Adelaide Crows scoring so easily. But they've continued on in this second term in much the same vein, winning the ball round the middle of the ground so very easily and across that half-back line. The way they switched the play from one side to the other has just been a terrific exhibition.
Well, 11 and a half minutes left in the second quarter. in North Melbourne. Well, we've still got to go back to Melbourne, whether it be tonight, tomorrow morning or whenever. So let's hope that they can get their pride together and put something on the scoreboard. They look absolutely pathetic at this stage. It's Lee for Adelaide. His high kick goes in towards the centre of the ground. They've got numbers all the time, Adelaide. Smart. Held that he didn't have the football by Larkin. Now the advantage rule. It's Andrew Jarman. Great pass. Magnificent pass. Horn's looking a little concerned, but he's...
Well, I think he missed, so he needn't worry. Ricky Martin with that attempted, should I say, spoil?
Well, you can have another good look at it.
Maybe an attempted spoil. Lucky he ducked down there when he clutched that ball to his chest.
Well, Scott Hodges has kicked 4 goals from 6 kicks. And I would think he'd nearly convert here too. Not a bad looking kick to goal. So Hodges, with 10 minutes left, over 10 minutes left in the first half, has kicked 5.
Yes, an amazing performance by the Crows. You see this lead up, they're so very good at ground level, the Crows. Wonderful understanding between each other. And look at that pass coming there from Jarman. A great lead again by Hodges out in front. And just stuck down at the right moment on that occasion. Mickey Martin thundering in behind him.
You wouldn't say that was very discreet, would you?
No, not very.
69-1, 19 scoring shots to 1. Attard getting the behind. And Graham Corns hasn't had to use an interchange player yet. Jarman. Now Laidley. He started pretty quickly, but like a lot of others, has slowed up a bit. Rouvray with Carey. Tasker. Buckley. Still Buckley now on the forward line. Oh, Rouvray went without a chance for North now. Carey over the top with Rouvray. Well, North last year won 7 matches, and 5 of those wins were against Sydney, Richmond and Brisbane, and the other 2 were against Essendon and Fitzroy. So you've got to say they were one of the disappointments in 92, and this is just not what they wanted to start with. Quick kick by Carey. Not Carey, Buckley towards full forward. Now Roberts tried one off the ground. Fresh air shot out of play. What do you reckon, Robbo?
Oh, that just indicates how bad they're going, Bruce.
Here's Jeremy Silcock, the recruit from East Perth.
Probably an indication of the pressure they're under, Robbo. They're just not too sure of anything at the moment.
Carey over the top. Gee, you'd love them to get a goal or 2 in the next couple of minutes. McDermott. Scholl. Probably got all the Adelaide fans at home saying why. Rowe. Quick handball to Bickley, who went with it, ducked, got away with it. Good handball by McDermott under pressure to Groom, and Groom from centre wing, and Hodges the target.
When you've got a forward playing as well as he is, haven't you got some advantage? Great kick too. Could have been nearly paid there. If it wasn't a mark, it could have nearly been a free kick to Liptak. Now McGuinness. Tregenza. Shot for goal. Oh no, he's just put it into the square, and Groom has taken the mark.
A courageous mark in the end too, because Mick Martin was thundering down behind him again. But good vision there by Tregenza. Great vision. He didn't try to kick that goal. He saw the big fella Groom, the young player there, playing his first game for the Crows in good position.
Well, he did well, and he kicked the goal. So Chris Groom gets his first goal. Scott Hodges has kicked 5. Maynard has kicked 2. And it really is just a one-horse race.
Well, all you can say about this, it's an absolute caning at the moment by the Crows, and they're really, if anyone left them out of their top 6 for 1993, I'd be amazed on this performance. They'll be in there for sure. They've picked up some very good young players, and the experienced players playing well again at the start of 1993.
Yes, believe it or not, that's the correct score. 11-9 to 1 behind. Ruck contest. Jarman gets the ball out of the centre. Running with the flight of the ball was Ross Smith. Chris McDermott away to Rashudo. High kick goes out towards centre wing. Allison gives the hand pass away. Storitsky didn't quite know what to do with it. Eventually kicked it high in towards full forward, and Carey marks about 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
It'll be his first mark for the night too, Wayne Carey, since he's been moved to full forward. Longmire now playing at centre half forward. A good strong mark in front of Rouvray.
think they'll get some ironical cheers when they kick their first goal, North Melbourne, from this crowd here. Carey. Well, they're going to get some cheers no matter what. He's kicked it behind.
This time, remember last year in the State of Origin when he kicked that goal and the whole crowd applauded?
Turned it
Playing
right
for
around,
South
didn't it?
Australia?
At least they've doubled their score with that kick, Bruce.
Well, Wayne Carey, I noticed the boos there, but they loved him in the State of Origin game, and why not? Yes, up to 2 points. The captain's left the field too. Buckley replaced by Silcock. So he's on the interchange. Ben Buckley, acting captain. Rouvre's kick, only played the one game last year. Stood Scott Hodges in the grand final in Adelaide last year. Scholl's mark. He's been quiet tonight. He's got some mates. He's kicked towards half forward. Longmire went with smart. Allison. He's a good kick, Allison. Goes for goal. Here's a chance. Carey with a stretch to behind.
Oh, would it have gone through, Bruce? I'm not sure.
Looked a chance, didn't it?
It was a big chance, yeah.
Interesting timing about Carey today. I guess to give the club a real fillip that they'd announced such a big contract. I know he was on Adelaide radio with interviews. He would have been sought after by all the press, and it might have been a hard day for him to be concentrating. He certainly got off to a slow start. Here's Tregenza from row. And this is when Adelaide's at its best. McDermott, Hodges again. Takes it now. Will he take Martin on? Quick handball back to Maynard. There's a pretty good kick for goal. And goes for it. That one are behind. So 2-1 to Maynard. 11-10 to 3 points. 76-3 as we look at the North Melbourne bench.
I think they should go for a count. There's got to be more than 18 players in Adelaide Guernseys.
Yeah, the other 4 are sitting on the bench, Robert.
The kick in, it's taken by Tregenza, and he arrogantly tries to get past Blakey. Eventually the ball is smothered by the North Melbourne player, and a boundary throw-in will take place. 7 minutes left in the second quarter. The play about 65 metres around from the Adelaide goal. The ruckman, Micken and Ischenko. Punched away by Ross Smith, comes back towards Tregenza. Shepherd wasn't too bad, but eventually Schwash got hold of Lee. Andrew Jarman, wonderful hands. Tregenza back to Ben Hart. Ben Hart, disciplined kick to the front of the goals. Chance for Mann, he overruns it. Groom may be a little overzealous with his tackle on German, and German will take the free kick. He doesn't take the kick, he hand passes further wide to Allison. It doesn't quite sit for that player. Eventually, his kick, wider still for Laidley. Very close to the boundary line was Dean Laidley. He gets good distance in the direction of Carey. Attempting that was Silcock, but chipping in was Smart. Handball away. Bickley, further to Smart. Oh, look at this. Now, Liptak. Goes through Staritsky. Archer. Now Jarman. Caught, but got the hand pass away. Rowe, back towards the centre of the ground. McDermott, just delivering to Smart. Now Micken. Rub it, salt into the wound here. Micken up towards full forward. Hodges bashed from behind, no free kick. And eventually he's being penalised for not moving the ball on, and Martin will take it for North Melbourne.
To Ross Smith, who started on the interchange. To Laidley at half-back. Groom in late. Laidley, in fact, it'll be down the ground, I think, against Groom. So it's the second free kick the 19-year-old's given away in about a minute. Clarkson. Ischenko the target. Pittman. Lee. Mr. Reliable, isn't he? To McDermott. He's going to touch it on the ground, then goes to half forward. Lovely mark at the back taken by Allison. Had the sit though. Not a good kick by McDermott. Tregenza from the side against Staritsky. Archer. Tregenza over the top of him. Encouraged by both McDermott and the North Melbourne player in German.
Not a good kick from Allison from half-back, putting his teammate under pressure.
And still without a goal, North Melbourne, with 5 minutes remaining in the first half. It's been a real whitewash for them. They were really keen before the match, ready to go. Pittman, Blakey's kick round the body. Carey, Smart's had a real night out. Here's Lee. And Lee back towards the centre. Pittman in the front spot.
High kick, no mark taken. Jarman tries to take the ball away. Ben Hart trying to crash his way through. Through comes Groom, back to Andrew Jarman. Jarman's high kick towards centre half forward, no mark taken. Rowe, very good, but his high kick not to the advantage this time, but well done by Hodges. Martin was in the position to take the chest mark, and Hodges from behind did very well.
He looked out of the contest there, didn't he? He made up about 5 metres to affect that spoil on Martin.
It's amazing what happens when your team's so far in front. You look absolutely brilliant and the opposition look terrible. Here's a chance now for Liptak. Left foot kick by that player. Hodges, no, punched away by Martin this time, successfully over the boundary line for a throw-in about 15 metres around from the Crows' goal. Scott Hodges has kicked 5. 4 minutes left in this second quarter, and look, 16 more kicks, Adelaide, in this second term so far. Micken, now Rowe, kicks it high, close to the boundary line. Mark is taken by Storitsky. Justin Storitsky kicks the ball out towards half-back. Jarman, no. Ball rebounds, taken by Ross Smith, picked off by Maynard. Back it goes to Lee. Lee's little kick is good. I feel he saw that player. He looked as though he just chipped away there.
Yeah, no doubt, Robbo.
It's taken by Rowe.
It's been a wonderful exhibition of football by the Crows. I'm sure North Melbourne wouldn't want to be on the receiving end. But what a wonderful exhibition of teamwork and football all around half-back. You've got a second sense the way they find a player all the time. They're backing up so well.
Well, Rowe was kicking from about 35 metres out. And it's pretty close. It's a goal. So Stephen Rowe has kicked his second goal. Adelaide have kicked their 12th. And if they keep going at this rate, Bernie, 24 goals in a game which has been shortened would be enormous.
Yes, well, it's been an amazing performance, hasn't it? Into the slight breeze in this term. There's definitely a breeze favouring North Melbourne's end. And yet the Crows have been able to add another 6 goals in this term. And North Melbourne's only been able to add 2 behinds.
82-3, 12-10 to 3 points. Rowe with 2 goals. Ishenko and Pittman. Pittman maybe in the end. Clarkson off the ground, 2 half forward. Bickley and Laidley. Now Longmire. Good take by Longmire. The handball to Laidley. McGuinness. And over the line. Good defensive work by both McGuinness and Bickley.
Well, I suppose he's been one of their quietest players, hasn't he, Tony McGuinness?
34 to 15, so 19 more handballs and about 16 more kicks. There's Ricciotto after Jarman's handball was very good. Rouvray gave it to Smart. Now Tregenza through the centres. A very quick play, short to Maynard, who can stretch and take the grab, as we've seen a number of times. And he can also kick a ball. He's going to go short to Hodges. Martin comes in. Well played, Michael Martin. Hodges getting plenty of chances. Lovely take by Liptak. Good kick. Well, I say good kick across the front. Had more on it than I thought in the end. I thought he'd centred it and out on the full. It's been busy, Liptak. Just a question mark over whether he'd play. There's a 4 interchange. Jamison, Wiedemann, Modra and Brown.
They haven't had much reason to change them, have they?
No.
They've been there since the start of the game.
Greg Anderson, we noticed with Stuart Wigney sitting up in the grandstand not long ago. Jarman's quick hands. Rowe's been busy. McDermott goes short again. Liptak on a lead. Martin to Ross Smith, and with a booming kick, but it'll be a hard one to mark out the centre wing.
And a contest there. Carey gathers. Good hand pass. German. Larkin. Gee, there's a few good players in the North Melbourne side, haven't had many touches. Allison run down brilliantly by Tregenza. Adelaide Crows will clear. Chance now for them to get the ball up towards centre wing. No mark taken. Maynard stretching. He's going to get another chance, Rodney Maynard. Now kicking towards half forward was very good. Out in front of Rowe, and Rowe has taken the mark. He can chip away again. No, he's going in towards centre half forward. Jarman runs on, and Andrew Jarman gets into the goal-kicking action and boots it through. First goal for that player. 13th goal for Adelaide.
I think they might shorten the market a little bit on this performance, Robbo. And what about that tackle by Tregenza, picking up Allison, which set it all up again. Allison just taking it easy, strolling into goal, which is one thing you cannot afford to do. And all of a sudden the turnaround from half-back. They move the ball so very well from half-back. And Andrew Jarman very good with his hands, probably one of the best with his hand passing, kicking his first goal.
Well, you wouldn't think in AFL at this level one team could be so much better than another. It's just not right, is it? Pittman out of the centre, 23 shots to 3. How'd you like to be down there at half-time with Wayne Schimmelbusch? Must break his heart. Lee and Larkin. Well done, Larkin, that time. Lee still with him, and able to get away. They just quicker in every department at the moment.
Oh, that was great performance by Scott Lee. Indicative of the way they've played this first half, isn't it?
You just wonder why McDermott should be so free. I mean, he's got a paddock in front of him all night to work out that he's going to kick it to Liptak at centre wing. Back to McDermott. Adelaide set it up again. Centering kick, Micken. Oh, no pressure at all, was there? Back to McGuinness. Well, he could kick this. He's good enough. Left foot, doesn't time it, kicks it behind. Well, 2 points to Tony McGuinness. And as we said earlier, he's probably had a quieter night than normal. He hasn't had to do so much. He's been able to sit back and see some of the other less celebrated players make their mark. 13-11 to 3 points. With less than a minute remaining in the first half that all North Melbourne fans will want to forget in a hurry.
Oh, good mark taken by Blakey. And to think that 3-1 was on offer here before the game. Blakey kicks the ball towards left half forward, taken by Carey. The seconds are ticking away. A shocking kick by Wayne Carey. Mark Roberts gathers nicely, gets the handball back to Carey. Tries to get an effective hand pass to Staritsky. Longmire is going to get caught. Good tackle by Ben Hart. Tregenza, now Rouvray, back to Ben Hart, and the combination of the players all over the ground is just fantastic by Adelaide and very ordinary by North Melbourne. Scholl to Schwartz. German, man, straight towards goal. They need to take a mark. The siren sounds. And a magnificent performance by Adelaide in the first half sees them at half-time lead by 86 points. 13-11 to 3 behinds.
Well, staggering, isn't it? They were at their absolute top. North Melbourne couldn't do a thing right. But so many good players that are out of touch and lacking confidence, but take nothing away from the Crows. They've been superb.
I must say, Bruce, that's the best exhibition of football I've seen.
13-11 to 3 points, 89 to 3 at half-time. Don't forget Sports World Sunday morning, 9 o'clock Eastern summertime. Another big wrap of the Foster's Cup, racing, etc. And then the Australian Touring Car Championships, round 1, Amaroo Park on Sunday. Just check your local guides for details there. Should be a tremendous championship. That starts with the Falcons against the Holdens. Well, Bernie Quinlan and Ian Robertson have both been in a state of shock at half-time, but I think they can get their tongues and mouths to work as we take a look at the half-time stats.
Yes, well, Bruce, it's a fantastic performance, and as you would expect, everything in Adelaide's favour. 114 to 78 the kicks. The handball's well in favour of Adelaide. The marks also, everything going their way. 21 tackles to 9, so they're also working very hard. Hit-outs slightly in favour of Pittman, who's done a pretty good job against Sashenko. And centre breaks were pretty even there, but nothing else has gone right for the Roos, has it, Robbo?
Oh, I don't know what to say, Bernie, because there's obviously a lot of people back in Melbourne watching this game, and a lot of them barrack for North Melbourne. But I just said before we came back on air that when you're being belted like this, I feel as though the best thing to do is just man up. And there's a guy who Bruce mentioned in the second quarter gets a lot of the football way out on his own. He's had 16 posies. I mean, I'm not knocking Chris McDermott, but he's got a man that has to play against him.
Yeah, John Blakey, well, he's been serviceable playing across half-back for North Melbourne. 8-4, not too bad.
And the game about to recommence, and we did hear from Max Stevens down on the boundary line that the Crows are going to rest 4 of their very, very good players from the first half. We just saw 2 of them there, Maynard and Rowe. We were told also that Hodges, and who was the other one?
Smart, and they're all off.
And they're all on the bench.
Hodges, Smart, Rowe and Maynard as we go in the second half. Pittman against Sashenko. Andrew Jarman out of the centre. Left foot to half forward. Groom in the front spot. Carey, is he playing across defence?
Yeah, centre half back, Bruce.
Now Groom. Had plenty of time and a little fortuitous. Rashotto, handball by Jamison, who's come on to Brown. They would have been itching to get on in the first half. Brown grabs the footy. Back to Jamison, who was the leading goal kicker in Adelaide in the first season. Going Allison to Scholl. Now Silcock, the East Perth player, to centre wing. And Mann takes the mark. So a lot of changes on the field for North Melbourne in positional changes. And Adelaide have got their 4 interchange all on at once. Lee over the top, and 4 of their best players sitting down. Here's Jarman, gets it from Lee and gives it to McDermott.
Gee, they're very good at giving handball targets, Adelaide. I don't know how they do it.
They're not selfish, are they, Robbo?
Well, it's always very important that you have a target, and they seem to have 2 or 3 targets when they get the ball into the clear.
Well, their first thought is to look for a teammate. They don't blaze away. And around that midfield with Jarman, who's terrific with his hands. You've got McDermott, McGuinness, all great players. Tregenza, he gets a lot of the ball and he's so very quick. And look at this fellow now playing at full forward. He made a great impression last season when he lined up at full forward against Footscray in the Foster's Cup.
And when he took that mark, he was 10 metres away from Michael Martin. The kick is just inaccurate to the right-hand side, and it registers a behind. So Tony Modra adds the first score of the second half. Crows interchange bench consisting of 4 of their very good players from the first half. McGuinness goes to the ground. Chance for Scholl, but McGuinness applies a good tackle. Tregenza, Brown just couldn't quite control the football. Having just a little bit of time to get the tempo is number 21 for the Adelaide Crows, David Brown. That's Clarkson, who's done a fair job tagging McGuinness. McGuinness, a very good player for Adelaide under normal circumstances. And that bounce by the central umpire, just fading away over the boundary line. And the boundary umpire indicating that it has gone out of bounds, so the field umpire doing it all over once again. And the bounce about 45 metres from the Crows' goal. Micken, big punch. Overrunning the football there was Blakey. Kicking it in towards full foot. Modra, he's got it. Good effort. Top effort. And I don't think Michael Martin's got much to argue about there, has he?
I wouldn't think so, Robbo.
Well, Modra's kicked the goal anyway. Well, that was just comprehensible, that.
Here it is, Tregenza, the long kick into the forward line. Both players body on body. And the player at the position at the back with the best advantage there, able to hold Michael Martin out. He's very strong, Mickey Martin, and instead of arguing with the umpire, he should have been worried about guarding the mark.
He's had 6 kicked on him so far, Mickey Martin. 5 Hodges, 1 Modra. 14-12 to 3 points. Well, I don't know what the Foster's Cup records are, but must be getting close to something here. McGuinness, Ishenko. Attard was there. Lee sweeps it to Tregenza, who's had 100 touches. Liptak been busy at half forward. Bangs it towards Modra on a long lead. Carey cuts across and takes the mark. Playing at centre half back in the second half. Good kick to Schwass. That's better. See if they can attack through the corridor. They haven't been able to do it all night. In trouble was Clarkson. Caught. Gets a handball away. Ben Hart. It's almost faultless, isn't he? That was missed by Pittman. McGuinness to McDermott, to McGuinness, to Wiedemann. And gets the raspberries to Jarman, to Tasker. It is a procession. Tasker towards full forward, bouncing through for a behind. 14-13 to 3 points. And 97 to 3. Allison to bring her back in. Seemed a bit disgusted there, Robbo.
Oh,
all
Bruce.
too easy, wasn't it?
Oh, look, you know, Max was in the rooms and they're supposed to have cheered each other on when they went in there to make a bigger effort.
Allison goes wide. Carey, at least getting some touches here at centre half back. You really feel that, I was going to say, you feel they need some leadership, and maybe Carey can provide it, but...
that says it all, doesn't it? That sums up
Can't
North
go
Melbourne's
much
night.
worse than that. So, Rasciuto was going to take it, but now it goes back to Pittman, number 15 for the Adelaide Crows. Hasn't done such a bad job either in the ruck. Centre bounces and around the ground. There's a mark nearly taken by Micken. Scholl can't get clear. Kick by Groom is bouncing across the face, and it goes out of bounds in that left forward pocket. So we'll have a throw in the pocket for the Adelaide Crows.
Don't forget there's Wren to come back in this side. Greg Anderson.
You give me a headache, Bernie.
Greg Anderson to come back in. Well, I don't know. Wigney, I don't think he'll be able to force his way in the short term. Maybe in the long term he could get a game. But when you add those 2 players, and you've got Matthew Robram, who can come in and slot in at centre half forward.
The important thing about their performance tonight is they've teamwork has been excellent, hasn't it? First class.
Someone said at half-time you should call the season off and just play 25 matches between the Crows and the Eagles, one away and one at home. Let the others go skiing for the rest of the winter. I don't think it's quite that bad.
What happened to our magnificent VFL competition? Here's a chance for Larkin. He's not going anywhere. Oh, Wiedemann. Ooh, go the Adelaide Crows fans. But a free kick is going back to Silcock, was it? At the right half back? No, it was Archer. The ball comes to Andrew Jarman. His kick towards full forward. Martin just putting a bit of pressure on. Allison taking a risk. Handball wasn't all that accurate, but Staritsky has got plenty of time and he's able to take at least one bounce, that's all, and kicks it out towards the wing where the mark is taken by Blakey, and he plays on quickly. Gets it to Attard. Attard's kick for Schwass, too high. Rasciuto, kick off the ground, into the path of Brown. Brown, the ball bouncing nicely for him in the finish, and he gets an effective kick across his right shoulder, but it's chopped off by Allison. Allison's sweeping hand pass gives the opportunity for Archer, and boy, can't you make some mistakes when you trail so badly on the scoreboard. Laidley, his short kick, miraculously taken by Jamison in the finish, and the Crows will go into attack.
Centre half forward, Micken, strong mark. Still going, Micken, club champion a couple of years ago in their debut season. McDermott, one club champion to another. Modra, beautifully done, round the body for a goal. 2 to Modra. Mickey Martin's not having a night, he'll remember. 15-0.
Yes,
Well, it's a 100-point margin, Bernie.
The nightmare continues, doesn't it, for Mickey Martin? It's it's been an avalanche coming down to that back line, though, the North Melbourne back line. It's hardly Mickey Martin's fault. He's had 2 very good players playing there, but they've had so many opportunities. Look at that scoreboard, 28 shots to 3, which at this level of football is quite amazing.
15-13 to 3 points. If you were Scott Hodges, you'd pull Modra off immediately, wouldn't you? I mean, Scotty's kicked 5 and Modra's kicked 2 in 2 minutes. What did Dennis Lilly say? Never give a mug a chance. Oh, it's unbelievable. I'm not calling Modra a mug, but just an avalanche here at the moment. Tregenza, Wiedemann. And the crowd give him a dessert, so he's a great character here. Brown to Jamison. And hits it behind, so 15, the Groom that was, sorry, 15-14 to 3 points. He's good too, Groom, hasn't he? Look, 19 years of age.
Bruce, but, well, they all have.
He's a bit of John Kluge about Groom, just the stature,
yep,
and the way he moves, and he's very...
Seems to have plenty of time.
Yep. Here's Allison. Staritsky the target, ex-Norwood player. McGuinness late, but Staritsky to take the mark at half-back. Well, surely things can turn around for North Melbourne. They've got to get something going eventually. Liptak. Still Liptak, just short to Lee, who marks it half-forward.
It was a good little kick again by Matthew Liptak. I think he's one of the very valuable players in the Adelaide Crows lineup. Modra can't quite take the mark. Jamison unselfishly to McDermott. McDermott, kick, good, goal. Well, he had to steer it through, Chris McDermott, but he's got his second goal on the scoreboard. 110 to 3.
30 shots to 3. And in perfect conditions, I suppose one has to start wondering whether North Melbourne will kick a major for the evening. They've really struggled to get the ball up on that forward line. And the play has been absolutely dominated by the Adelaide Crows. A magnificent performance.
13 minutes left in the third quarter. North Melbourne still goalless. Ruck contest. German just gets his foot to the ball, kicks it up towards full forward, and Longmire takes the mark, and this is their best chance since Wayne Carey had a shot in the second term about halfway through, and unfortunately for North Melbourne, Wayne Carey was unsuccessful. So let's see what John Longmire can do with just his third kick of the game. Lovely long kick, and he does get a goal for North Melbourne. The ironical cheers are forthcoming because it's taken a half a game of football and nearly half of the third quarter for their first goal.
Well, that's about the only time the Adelaide fans will clap an opposition goal, I would think, Robbo, when they're about 15 goals in front. And Johnny Longmire, he's had a pretty poor night playing on the forward line because the ball hasn't been down there much.
Well, the key to success there was they got it down quickly, didn't they? Quick kick down, Longmire, one out, took the mark. 1-3 to 16-14. Yashenko up against Pittman. Pittman went a bit early. McDermott and Bickley. That combination, that sense that Adelaide seems to have for their teammates. McGuinness. Now Jamison. Not a very good kick. Martin and Modra. Oh, good grab by Modra. Millie was grabbed then by Martin. Risciuto. Well played, Mickey Martin that time. Brown. Risciuto back to Modra. To Ben Hart. Short to Jarman. Was off. Still Jarman. Can go for it now. Well, gee, he'll bring the house down if he kicks it. Hasn't quite. And Carey thumping it through for a behind. 16-15, 1-3. I guess for Mickey Martin, he's pretty tough when you've got Hodges in super form and then a totally different style of player in Modra.
They're both leading players though, Bruce. They move around terrific as full forwards.
Modra is a big leaper though, isn't he, from a set position. Here's Hart. He's just so sure with everything he does. Attard from half back. Not a good kick. Archer was always going to be tough for him. Jarman over the top of him with Jamison. Archer. McDermott stands his ground. Jarman right after it. Attard well played. Good handball over the top for German. German, well, some vision, but Lee was able to cut it off. McDermott, Lee, through Adelaide are so good. Oh, good looking kick to give McGuinness the run. And Allison forces it over.
You almost pay every time there's a turnover, don't you, against this Adelaide side? Almost every time.
I was just going to give a lot of credit there to Glenn Archer. I thought in a passage of play there at right half back, if a few of them had a bit more of a dip like he did, we might see a few more goals for North Melbourne.
He's being besieged, wasn't he? Yet he stood his ground.
I really gave him a pat on the back there. I know it gets very, very difficult because the flow of the game is certainly with Adelaide, but surely North Melbourne, with a little bit more of that attitude, well, we can see a few more scores for the Northerners. It's 50 metres from the Adelaide goal. A free kick has been picked out, going to Wayne Schwass. He immediately gives the handball away to Allison. Allison is able to get through, and then a little kick gives it away to McDermott.
Well, there wasn't a North Melbourne player
there must have been someone, because he did look and give a little chip kick. Maybe it just was the inaccurate pass. He may have been looking for Larkin, who was just a little behind there.
He's about 5 metres behind, and there's 3 Adelaide Crows in front.
Well, I give him the benefit of the doubt there, Bernie. Brown has the kick, or the mark.
Maybe the handball was ineffective. Schwartz to Allison standing still.
Yeah, maybe.
Now Brown kicks the ball pretty well. Just gets under it a little bit, right to the goal line. Chance for Scholl. And he's able to clear for North Melbourne. Not a bad kick either by Craig Scholl. And he finds Ramiro, who's been very, very quiet. Ramiro from right half back, kicks it high, up towards the wing. No mark taken. Crumb gatherers are there for North Melbourne. It's German. German's kick across his body. And just leaving it behind there was Clarkson. McDermott, always where the action is, on the bottom of the pack.
Advantage could have been paid there too.
And he takes the free kick, gives the hand pass away. Tasker will kick it high in towards centre half forward for the Crows.
Carey's big leap effective. Now Tregenza goes to full forward. Modra, good kick. Tregenza, wonderful play.
It's beautiful football, isn't it, Bruce? An absolute exhibition the Crows have put on here tonight.
Shimmer looking on.
Oh, what can he do? There's not much a coach can do in circumstances such as these. But Adelaide, well, they finished off well last year, didn't they, Bruce? Winning 5 out of their last 6 matches. 2 of those wins against St Kilda and Geelong.
Yeah. And maybe the loss is impressive at Victoria Park when they were within a kick of Collingwood, as Modra goes for his 3rd goal and puts it through. 3 to Modra. So the full forwards, remember Hodges kicked 5 in the opening half and is now sitting on the bench having a rest, and Modra's kicked 3 in about, what, 12 minutes of footy.
This boy's a very good player, Modra. That first match He played against Footscray in that Foster's Cup at Waverley Park last year. He's magnificent, taking some wonderful overhead marks. He threw himself. He had a couple of injuries last year that held him back a little bit, but what wonderful depth of talent they have.
Well, 108 points now is the margin in favour of Adelaide. Ischenko striving hard at the ruck contests. Ball rebounds. Staritsky, Larkin over the top. Attempted gather there by Attard. Taken away by McDermott. He's dispossessed but goes after it again. Back to Bickley. Bickley's kick was smothered, but he was still able to kick it off the ground. And it finishes with Brown. Well, everything coming off for the Crows. Lovely kick by Brown. Modra.
Well, sensational, isn't it? What can you say? Just run out of superlatives talking about this side. There it is again. Brown, one of the players that spent the first half on the interchange bench. Modra and Hodges, both players who lead all the time. They don't stand still, attempting to outbody their opponent, which is a very good ploy at this level of football. Modra coming in for his 4th for the term.
Well, he's got 3 out of 4. Now he's got 4 out of 5. 5 kicks for 4 goals. And Scott Hodges in the first half had about 7 kicks for 5 goals. So
you'd probably change the fullback now, wouldn't you, about this time, Bruce? Give him a run in the ruck. That's 9 goals kicked on Martin. I know a lot of the ones he just had no chance of stopping. Wonderful passes such as that one from Brown, but maybe just Mickey Martin into the ruck to stir things up a bit.
123 to 9, 18-15 to 1-3. As Pittman goes and Ischenko. Larkin. Liptak, and the procession continues. Modra in front of Martin. Martin a good spoil. Modra recovers. Gives the handball. Magnificent footing of McGuinness. Gee, it's good to watch.
Adelaide. No wonder you love it.
Oh, I'm being impartial. Oh, that was superb. Gee,
How could you be impartial when the scoreline says that, eh?
McGuinness has kicked his first, and Modra's footy here was outstanding, wasn't it?
He recovered well, didn't he, Bruce? And spoiled there from Martin from behind. He kept his feet very well. Hand pass to McGuinness. It's a magnificent exhibition of team football, the way they've backed each other up all night.
Well, Robbo, if I told you that was the score, with 7:19 to go on the plane coming over today, you would have, well, put me in a straitjacket, wouldn't you?
Well, fancy taking 3 to 1. I'm ashamed, Bruce. And you've taken the $10 from me. Jarman can't get out of that centre bounce area. Not a bad tackle by Schwass. And the umpire will call for a bounce once again.
I guess the query here is Adelaide that good or North Melbourne that
Well,
bad?
I
How
think
do you sum it
really
up?
have to ask a question about North Melbourne's performance, but gee, they've done everything properly. They've just won grabbers. Kicking has been good, but their teamwork has been first class. And a spin out there by Rouvray. He's going to clear the ball way to the far side of the ground. Oh, he's taken that, Bickley. I can't believe it. It was a great mark. Tregenza up towards centre half forward, and another excellent mark. Jamieson getting into the action. I'll tell you what, he'll nearly kick this.
And the North Melbourne player down. It looked like he may have copped a boot in the back there from that mark across half back. But
This guy's the best kick in the team, if you can say there's a best kick.
well, he was a leading goal kicker, wasn't he, in 1991?
Very talented player. He's going to kick from about 45 metres. What a kick. Look at it. Well, he sat on the bench. Believe it or not, he sat on the bench for the whole of the first half. And so did Brown. And the other two were Wiedemann,
Modra.
and Modra. So Modra's come in and kicked 4. Now Jamison's kicked 1.
There's Tregenza, who set up a lot of the play across the centre of the ground. Very dangerous with his pace. That's a strong mark there by Jamieson. 6 goals in the first term, 7 in the second, and now 7 in the third by the Crows.
So Pittman and Ischenko. Or was it, yes, Ischenko from side on. Gets his hand on it. Jarman just got rid of it. Longmire went through Jarman. German to Larkin. It was a famous combination a couple of years ago when North was more potent. Sean Smith. Back to Larkin. Back to Sean Smith. Left foot centering. Here's a chance. Longmire. Good vision, Smith. It's just hard to get enthusiastic, isn't it, when they're so far behind. Longmire now, North with a chance with the numbers. Getting back Prosciutto. Well played, though, to Schwass by Mann. And Schwass goes for it and misses a behind. 1-4 to 20 goals 15. Wayne Schwass, the 24-year-old. Just 14 games last year. First time he'd really been dropped. Other than that, he was an automatic selection before last year. And Lee to bang it back in. Short. Prosciutto, the 17-year-old. So Adelaide's unearthed two very good recruits tonight in Groom and Prosciutto. From half-back to centre wing. Rouvray, well played Longmire, got rid of him. He's North Melbourne's lone goal scorer. Played quite a bit of footy in defence last year. I know he kicked over 60 goals, 64, but
50 metres, Bruce.
Against Rouvray. If he keeps arguing, it'll be 100, and Longmire can boot it through. He's taking his time, Rouvray.
This is a land off this bloke.
I think he's given him the 1.5 nearly, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, he took the mark on centre wing.
He was about to take the kick, yeah, centre wing.
Just before the wing,
Definitely,
maybe.
yeah.
But
that's about a 70-metre penalty.
I would agree with that, yep.
Rouvray did take his time getting back.
He might be feeling sorry for North Melbourne too, the umpire.
Well, Longmire from 45 metres out. He's kicked the one and is a good kick for his second goal. So Longmire gets his second, and North Melbourne rapidly advanced to 2-4, trailing Adelaide 2015.
Well, maybe you'd really like to see them get a little bit more physical even at this stage, wouldn't
Well,
you? They've
I
got some
thought,
very big body work.
Johnny Longmire tried that at the start,
Yeah,
at
he did.
the
He charged
recommencement
through.
of play from before.
That's what
and
I was
nearly
thinking
tried
of.
to clean up Andrew Jarman, which wasn't.
Well, he's 102 kilos, Johnny Longmire, and you very rarely see him lay a hip and shoulder upon anyone. The same with Carey. You'd like to see both these players really get in and use their body more.
Well, back to the centre. And we don't like to repeat the score, but there it is, 135 to 16, and another free kick.
The fourth time out of the middle, Rollo. So when everything's going.
Well, that's the discipline, isn't
That's
it?
right, exactly.
Pittman, lovely kick towards full forward. Martin, this time is getting the free kick. Well done, umpire, if you could pick that out of two men one-on-one. Here's this young man that Bruce has been so enthralled with, and what a lovely goal. Mark Prosciutto is only 17 years of age. Don't forget that, ladies and gentlemen, because a man composed like that, playing his first game of, well, AFL footy.
There again, kicking out of defence to a stationary player in German. Prosciutto recognising the danger very quickly, getting over there, spoiling, and then buttering up to kick a great goal.
Well played, Prosciutto. His first goal, 4 minutes remaining. Adelaide 141 to 16. Well, they're into the quarter-final to play either Essendon or Brisbane. As Zashenko wins this, missed by Jamison. German paddled it forward. Hart, who just doesn't make mistakes. On the lead was Liptak, and over the top of him, Allison. That's been the thing. I remember.
He's wearing a blue and white mouthguard, I think, too, Allison.
I remember being in Adelaide as a kid, and they'd say when you play against Victoria, it's got to be one grab or else you'll pay the penalty. Looking at the stats here, it kicks Adelaide zooming even further ahead, and that's been the difference tonight. It's been a reverse. Adelaide one grabbers all night. Allison, Blakey back to Allison, and North Melbourne out of defence. Poor kick though. McGuinness chips in. So North Melbourne's field kicking has been atrocious.
Well, when they've had the opportunities, they've wasted so many opportunities with very poor kicking. Allison, a culprit on a couple of occasions.
Mick in the target. Liptak running onto it. Can steady and go for goal and put it through. So Liptak gets his first. He's a goal-kicking half-forward rover. 45 goals in his 34 matches. And the nightmare just continues to get worse for North Melbourne. 22-15 to 2-4.
Yes, well, they've wasted a cross half-back again, North Melbourne, with that short kick that went to the opposition. Chopped off there by McGuinness. And every time there's a turnover, they really pay dearly for it because they don't miss too many opportunities, the Crows.
Well, the goal-kicking statistics look rather miserable, don't they? 6-8 they've kicked in the first quarter, 7-3 in the second quarter, And with still 3 minutes left in the third term, they've kicked 9 goals for. So they could still add to that. A free kick in the centre of the ground to be taken by Silcock. He's kicked towards the half-forward area. Opportunity for Carey. He's tackled, and very, very well tackled by Bickley. And another good tackle by McDermott. So they lead by about 22 goals or 23 goals. And they're as fierce now as if they were 3 or 4 goals behind. Even Wiedemann into the action there. Tony McGuinness, Big Alex. Pittman tries to get the ball down. Ischenko tries to crash his way through. No chance. Neither did Mann have much chance. Wiedemann gets a little hand pass for McDermott. Good hands. McGuinness bucked off the football by Schwass. Mann tries to control it, but it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Just under 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Mann, number 20, he's been a little quiet, but he's had a few mates. Pittman strives very hard. Big punch by Wiedemann. Gather by Brown. Good kick under pressure. Gathered about, 35 metres for his side. And he was very, very close to the boundary line when he kicked the ball. What's that difference? 131 points. And the Crows, mean as ever. Ischenko takes the ball from the boundary throw-in. Larkin, Blakey leaves it. Eventually handball to Schwass. Schwass's kick up towards half forward. No mark taken. Rouvray and Longmire. Ball bounces in favour of Smith. He gets it to Mann. Mann's hand pass. Opportunity for Larkin. Larkin's kick is high into the square, but the mark was taken back there by Ben Hart. And he is such a composed, he's only about 18 years of age, as Ben Hart. And looks as though he's been playing the game for years and years. Lovely kick directly towards his own goal, but a good mark taken by Blakey just forward of the centre.
To Allison,
50 metre.
50 metres against the Crows. Might have been McDermott.
I think it was Bruce. He ran straight over the mark there. No attempt to hold back with the umpire.
Good 50 metres again, but for North Melbourne, this is really rubbing in it, I guess. Their second goal was through a 50-metre penalty with a mark at centre wing, and their third goal looks as if it might be a result of the same decision by the umpire. But Blakey now from 35 metres out, straight in front, drop punt, hooks it a bit, but he's goal. So North Melbourne taking advantage of two 50-metre penalties to put them into the scoring range, and they move up to 3-4. All 3 goals in this term, but Adelaide's added 9. So here's the penalty now, McDermott.
Yes, he just charged over the mark, Bruce. Blakey not attempting to play on at that stage. As the kicker, he's been very serviceable, actually, John Blakey across half-back. Probably North Melbourne's best player, I'd say, on the night.
Well, there he is, John Blakey. He's kicked his first goal for North Melbourne. Ischenko, that's about the third clear knockout he's got from the centre bounce. Tasker forces the ball clear. Tregenza brings it back towards centre half back. Bickley, Tasker under a little bit of pressure. Jarman, wonderful hands. Tregenza, gee, that was quick. Scholl will mark at left half back for North Melbourne. Under a minute left, and Craig Scholl kicks it high back towards centre wing. Scott Lee gets rid of his opponent, but through comes McGuinness. Tony McGuinness always running. Magnificent long kick. Modra can't quite get back, and it goes through for a behind. 1-3 to Tony McGuinness.
That's where he's so dangerous, Robbo, with that dash. That first 10 metres, he really breaks up the play with that pace over the first 10.
North Melbourne with about 20 seconds remaining to try and get a 4th goal. Schwass. Rashuto with him. Schwass at half back. Tasker in the front spot. Ben Hart coming in from the side. Silcock and also Laidley. Quick hands by Tregenza to Tasker. Inside the last 10 seconds. Last chance for Adelaide. Modra versus Martin. A running ball as the siren's about to go. Allison will probably hold it up now and stop any further score. But what a great turn from an Adelaide point of view. They march on to 22-16. and North Melbourne are 3-4. 6, 7 and 9, they're the goals Adelaide have scored in the quarters, and they lead by 126 points at three-quarter time. 3-4 North, 22-16 Adelaide.
He's kicked 4 goals, and he's only been on the ground in this second half.
Micken just got rid of Mann, but hurled up, back. Six, 7 and 9, they're the goals Adelaide have scored in the quarters, and they lead by 126 points at three-quarter time. 3-4 North, 22-16 Adelaide. Essendon play Brisbane at Cardinia Park. Telecast time 8:30 Eastern Summer Time. The winner of that to play the Crows in the quarter-final. I think we can safely say that. And then in the first of the quarter-final matches, Footscray against Fitzroy. This is live from Cardinia Park, 1:30 Eastern Summer Time. They're the 2 matches coming up in the Foster's Cup competition. Wayne Schimmelbusch, well, he'd be so disappointed after what has been a debacle for North in the first 3 quarters. Max Stevens has been down having listened to Wayne, and also to Graham Corns. Max.
Well, Bruce, Graham Corns deciding to definitely rest Hodges, Maynard, Rowe and Smart. There's no injury problems there whatsoever. He reckons that they've done the job required in that first half, and they deserve a bit of a rest. He also wants to try out some of those players, including Modra, that were on the interchange bench. And while Adelaide's on-ball players and forwards have been brilliant tonight, the Crows' defenders must also get a rap. And Wayne Schimmelbusch, well, unfortunately, he's run out of options tonight. Very little he can do at this stage.
148-22. Pittman in the ruck. Adelaide kicking to the right. Liptak's handball. One of the rare mistakes tonight by any Adelaide player. Schwass, well played to Mann, to Larkin, to Saritsky. Hip and shoulder was very good by Bickley. McGuinness got it off Brown. And a promising North Melbourne attack stopped immediately. McDermott, Brown from centre wing to Liptak. And again Adelaide create a loose man. Modra on the lead in the pocket. He's had to go very deep, indirect. Martin with him. The handball back was pretty good. Groom's handball not so good to Jamison. Buckley, free kick to North. Advantages played. And away goes Martin, who's had a horror night. He's had 9 goals kicked on him by 2 different opponents. Ben Hart at the back, but in front Carey, who's back at centre half forward by the look of it, and he takes the mark.
I think he stole that. Wayne Carey in towards full forward. No mark taken. The ball at the rear. Rouvray, Scott Lee rebounds towards Rouvray. Nearly tackled by Longmire, but Rouvray gets clear, and there's a player on his own. It's Bickley. Bickley's short kick finds Tregenza, and he plays on quickly. Simon Tregenza, but the kick not too good. He gives away to his opposite number 12, John Blakey, who in turn nearly picks out Big Pittman. Rouvray there to back him up. Scott Lee, handball, Wiedemann. Plenty of space, and he decides to go straight across the opposite half-back flank region where Tasker, he takes the football and kicks it long towards centre wing, and nearly a mark taken there by Jamison. His opponent, number 11, is Glenn Archer for North Melbourne. So the start, or the early part of the last quarter, the crowd still very, very keen on their Adelaide Crows players, who have played brilliant football this evening and completely annihilated North Melbourne. Chance for Silcock. He can't get clear. Taken away by Rasciuto. His handball to Groom. Groom further wide to Brown. Brown short pass. Just a little awkward, but picking it up as Liptak. His left foot snap just misses to the left-hand side. You know, it's amazing, Bruce, in the games that I've watched Adelaide play in the 2 years, the number of guys that get real good possession numbers, you know, 15 and 16, Liptak, Bickley, guys that are pretty well unsung heroes, aren't they?
Oh.
They all work very hard.
Bickley particularly was brilliant last year, and Liptak always busy and fast across half forward.
Lee is another player, you know, he doesn't seem to get too many credits when it comes to the superstars, but he gets the football a lot.
So Micken to go against Mann, and Archer over the back. Staritsky, McDermott. Free kick.
Put his body in well, didn't he?
Yeah.
McDermott.
Back to McGuinness. The 2 Macs, who played a lot of footy at Glenelg in those early 80s, taken by Modra. who kicked 4 goals in a real burst when he came on. And being totally ridiculous to say Hodges was disappointing. He only kicked 5.5 and Modra kicked 4.25, but Hodges was outstanding tonight. Really looks as if he's going to make his mark on the AFL competition this year. Modra goes for goal and kicks very well, just drifting at the end for a behind. And Adelaide go to 22-18 to 3-4. 150-22. So, well, what a great option Graham Corns is going to have with the spearhead like Modra as your first emergency, so to speak.
Well, you could probably play both of them, couldn't you, Bruce? One in the pocket, one at full forward.
Mark taken by Martin. I think it's the villain tonight as far as the Crows fans are concerned, and there are plenty of them here, probably 25, 26,000, and Martin from half back.
Martin's high kick goes towards centre wing. No mark taken. Crumbs gathered by Wiedemann. Brown is well tackled. North Melbourne forced the ball up towards centre half forward, but taking it beautifully out of the air was Lee. You mentioned about one grabs, Bruce, in that third quarter. Well, they've done it to perfection. Lee, 2 posies in that passage of play. Up towards full forward, Andrew Jarman. Look, no. Well, I'd put down my glasses because that man has got so much talent.
He made it look ridiculously easy, didn't he, there? With that opportunity, just didn't finish it off, but his skills are unbelievable.
Allison kicks it into the right back pocket region. The mark taken there by Dean Laidley. He's tried pretty hard for North Melbourne this evening. High kick towards the wing, and the mark is taken by Mann. Handballs it on. Chance for Silcock. Further to Scholl. Scholl with no one in particular to kick it to, so he's got a bomb away towards half forward. Taken away by Brown for the Crows. High kick in towards the pocket. Jarman gets rid of Laidley, and the umpire saw it. And Andrew, that really wasn't in line with the Crows' performance this evening. Everything about their game has been disciplined, and Laidley has the free kick at right half back. Ben Hart thumps the ball away, but McGuinness is there. The crumb gatherers for the Crows have been perfect. Kicking towards the pocket. Modra diving, and the ball not quite carrying, and it goes over for a boundary throw in the left forward pocket for Adelaide, about 25 to 30 metres around from their goal. Tony Modra's kicked 4 goals, and he's only been on the ground in this second half.
Micken just got rid of Mann, but hurled up. Back with Mann. Handball to Silcock. Playing in his first game. Schwass at centre wing in front of Tasker. Drop punt gets a bit of distance. Carey with a body against Ben Hart. Pittman at the back doing the roving work. Ben Hart's handball to Bickley. Well cut off by Carey, but runs it out. Meant for Brown. And North Melbourne creep it to half forward. Pittman and Carey. Archer comes over the back as he's done a couple of times tonight. Bickley to Rouvray. And he squeezes it out to Tasker, who's been a real sweeper tonight. He's played wide across the back pocket, half back, and provided a lot of rebound. Good stretch by Micken. Great to see him still playing. The inaugural captain of Brisbane, West Adelaide champion. Groom over to Brown, and away he goes at half forward.
And Brown's pass into the pocket, punched away from Modra. The crumbs gathered by McInnes. Goes further, back to Brown. Is advantage paid? Yes, it is. And Brown goes for goal and kicks it. Well, it really was a very good passage of play again. And I think if you were trying to pick player of the night out of this performance, Bernie, you'd be in a lot of trouble.
That's right, Robbo. Great performance there by Modra to get into that contest. He looked out of it, body on body against the big fella Mick Martin at full back. But the way they've backed up tonight, it's been just an amazingly good performance by the Crows.
Well, 14 minutes left, and the 30-goal margin could be very close here, especially if North Melbourne just rest on their whatever they've done so far. Wiedemann, a kick towards centre half forward, no mark taken. Chance there for Liptak. Oh, McGuinness has got it. He'll pop it through. Another one. I think the only people it's hurting are the Adelaide Crows supporters because their hands must be so sore. 24-19 to 3-4.
Tony McGuinness, 2 goals.
It's a good play by Micken here, wasn't it? I mean, he was sort of out of the contest, and watch his handball here.
He competed very well backing back into the pack in that first place. Tony McGuinness hasn't had a fantastic night, but overall he's come into it when he's been needed, which hasn't been very often. There's Lately, who's playing his first game for North Melbourne.
McGuinness has accumulated a lot more positions in the last half, hasn't he? He's sort of played a passive role early for him. He's normally in the centre of everything for Adelaide. McDermott held up. He's been excellent. So's Brown since he's come on. And free kick to Adelaide.
I mentioned about Andrew Jarman being quick with his hands, but he's got an equal nearly in McDermott, hasn't he?
Yes.
In that little passage there to get the ball out.
Jarman's so instinctive, though, isn't he? He's so much reflex. With McDermott, you can almost see him think of it. He's very quick. But both the Jarman boys have got rare handball skills.
They've got great handball skills, the whole side, haven't they? Maynard and Bickley were in the top 10 handballers last year in the competition as well.
So Modra going for goal number 5. He's kicked 4 and puts it through. 25 to 3. And Modra's equalled Hodges' performance.
Yes, well, probably all the sting went out of the game by about quarter time, didn't it, Bruce? The way they opened up. They had so many scoring shots in that first term. 14 shots to 1 in that first term. They absolutely annihilated the North Melbourne side. There's a free kick against Mick Martin for holding. He's done that on quite a few occasions, and he's had 10 goals kicked on him.
Well, they've kicked 3 goals, 3 already in this last quarter, and there's still plenty of time left. Pittman. Now a chance there for Laidley. His high kick missed by Wiedemann. Well, that's one of their rare errors for the evening. Pittman, little kick, not bad either because it gave Hart the chance. Wiedemann taking from McDermott, shrugged the tackle and said, it's got to be tougher than that if you're going to stop me. And through comes Micken. Handball over the top. Chance for Groom. Get rid of it, he does. To McGuinness. McGuinness has got a little bit of space. Short kick. Oh, great hands. Magnificent hands by Modra in front of his face with plenty of opposition. And he takes the mark about, 40 metres out?
Yeah, he's a good player, isn't he, Robbo? He's a terrific player. He leads all the time. And he just throws himself at everything.
Oh, that was a great mark.
It was a great mark. Strong hands out in front. It's been a horror night for Martin, as it has been for most of the North Melbourne team.
Well, Bruce, you'd think that maybe this pocket is a little easier than the right-hand pocket, so Modra might be a chance from there. His drop punt kick gets pretty good distance, but just floats away to the right-hand side, and it's helped over for a behind to Adelaide. So 5 goals, 3 now to Tony Modra, as the fans start to leave the ground, but gee, they love victories here in Adelaide, Bruce. There's not many of them left.
No, 45 shots to 7. There's still plenty staying on, aren't there, Robbo? Good mark, Blakey. 7 shots, North Melbourne, in 3.5 quarters. And remember, 2 of their goals were from 50-metre penalties. Blakey towards centre-half forward. But again, Adelaide with the numbers. Pittman getting back. Here's a chance. Ramiro goes for it. Poor kick. Lee touches it. And it's a behind. Well, things are going well, aren't they? Bad luck, Jose. And 3-5 to 25-20. And look at that. From left to right, Smart, Hodges, Maynard and Rowe. It's not bad, is it?
Probably their 4 best players in the first half, Bruce, weren't they?
Well, that's how Graham Corns must have picked it.
Yeah.
Picked out the 4 best and said, have a break. Micken, he's done a good job up forward. You don't know whether he's going to be the answer for a whole year, but again, he's going to be good depth value with when to come back, and Pittman, who's staked his claim tonight. Here's Archer from centre wing. He's done some hard things for North Melbourne, but, well, they've just been swamped, haven't they? Tasker. This is where Adelaide's at its best. Liptak through the centre to McGuinness. McGuinness goes wide. Jarman, Buckley with him. He's had a disappointing night. Now, Jarman didn't do that very well. just sort of sat and waited, and Buckley runs it over. But the acting captain for North Melbourne taken to the bench in the second quarter, and look at that handball, so 32-8 in the last, average 31, 44, 32 and 32. North also had plenty in the first quarter, but swamped after that.
Well, boundary throw in the left forward pocket area for Adelaide. A chance for them to get another goal. Out comes Martin, kicks it off the ground. It goes through Tregenza. There's a chance here for Larkin. He gathers the ball quite nicely, then handballs it away to Laidley. Laidley sweeping long hand pass, and it's in the centre of the ground. North Melbourne through Archer, in a little bit of trouble. Arrogantly, Jamison, Bickley, now Liptak. Oh, he's backed up. Look at Bickley keep going, and then thump it towards full forward. Martin, strong. Scholl tackled. Martin has the football and will clear for North Melbourne. It goes back towards the centre of the ground. Marking contest, lately crashed to the ground by McDermott, and Chris McDermott maybe a little stiff. He has a wry smile on his face because that tackle didn't look all that bad, but maybe it might have been because it was in the back. Laidley to Scholl. Scholl's kick towards the right half forward region where Ramiro has taken the mark. 9 minutes left. Ramiro's high kick in towards centre half forward. Archer, well done. Just judged it a little bit better than the big Crow ruckman Pittman. And Archer has the football as Andrew Jarman takes a spell on the interchange bench, and Rodney Maynard comes back onto the ground. He's pretty happy. He's kissed the, what would you call that guy? The interchange manager, Bernie. He's kissed him on the cheek.
It's been an arrogant display, hasn't it, by the Crows in a number of ways, I suppose.
And he
taking the best players off in the first.
He loves dishing it out too, Andrew Jarman.
He does, he loves it.
Archer's going to kick for goal from about 45 metres out. Doesn't quite get the distance, but a good mark taken by Carey. He plays on and kicks a shot. And it's marked by Scott Lee.
Oh, well, that says it all, doesn't it?
Say no more.
Say no more.
Symbolism at its very best, wasn't it?
Goodness.
Unbelievable. Did the umpire call play on for Carey?
No. He decided himself to play on.
Gee, you both spoke in unison. You must be right. Away goes Lee. Well, it was a good mark by Lee in the end. It was a great mark by Carey, but here's Brown.
He's picked up a few posies, hasn't he, in the second half?
Plenty of posies. And keeping the pressure on the blokes that played in the first half. McGuinness, whose stats have become more impressive as the match has gone on. Just no pressure at all, is there? I mean, just kicks to the space. Groom runs into it at half back. Goes up towards centre wing. Micken and Scholl. North Melbourne just look outnumbered in the height department too. McDermott's handball. Micken very close to the boundary line. Free kick to Micken. It'll go back. And running onto it was Rashotto.
It's going back, I think.
Yeah, Modra doesn't know. In fact,
no, he's let it go.
No, it's got to come back. I don't think the players have understood. They didn't hear the whistle. So back it comes. Right back to Micken on centre wing. So I guess Adelaide given a boost with this match transferred from Waverley Park to Football Park. Look at those stats, 202 to 130, but well, it mightn't have been quite 25 to 3 at Waverley Park, but you wouldn't have fancied North Melbourne's chances wherever they played this one. McGuinness, and Martin should take the mark, and he does. That one, not a good kick by McGuinness. Martin out of defence, but gee, Pittman, bad mistake.
4 players here though, Bruce. Look, 4 Adelaide Crows players.
And McGuinness attacking the goal. Modra to go against Mann in the front spot. Schwass. Maynard with him. Still Schwass. Oh, under pressure, the handball. May have got as far. Oh, no, well done, Groom. Got in front of Larkin. Larkin over the top. Maynard. Now North Melbourne for once with the numbers as Laidley gives it across to Schwass.
And they're nearly motionless. Schwass. Handball. Oh, dear, you're always in trouble, son. McDermott.
50 metres, Robbo.
50-metre penalty.
This will put him right in the goal square too.
Tapped it out of play. 24,234 the official attendance. 24,234.
This now means that McDermott can kick from directly in front, Bernie. What's the story?
No,
if it's inside the 50 metres.
Only if he's taken right back onto the goal line.
Yeah, well, that was outside the 50 metres where he was infringed against.
Exactly. So he has to go on that line directly with the middle of the goal.
Okay.
Not often the captain kicks 3 goals, McDermott.
Well, there's a chance here. And he doesn't mind kicking a goal either. So Chris McDermott gets his third goal. There's a few goal kickers, probably about 10 at this stage. 26-20 to 3-5.
13, in fact. 13 goal kickers for the Adelaide Crows as we see that infringement. We'll just see what happens here. He just knocks the ball away and the 50-metre penalty is awarded. Well, I suppose that's fair enough. Bit of a dicey free kick in the first place.
176 to 23. So North Melbourne without a goal in this final term. They went without one in the whole of the first half. Pittman goes very early, wins the tap too easily. McGuinness, who must have had 10 possessions in the last quarter, missed by Archer, but gets the free kick. It's coming back to Archer, who hasn't been the worst. But gee, trying to work that out wouldn't be easy. Allison to Buckley. He got away with that one. High kick, but again slow motion. Oh, great mark, a beautiful mark by Smith. He has that touch of brilliance at times to Schwass. Now a chance for North Melbourne, and a good mark taken by Blakey, who's well, probably in their best 2 or 3.
Definitely, Bruce. Good performance by Blakey, the former Fitzroy player.
Well, they
He's
had
really
two
had
good
a go,
things,
hasn't he, Robbo?
Yeah, I was going to say they've had 2 good things. 2 goals by John Longmire were both magnificent kicks, Bruce. And that mark by Sean Smith was probably the mark of the night.
Great mark, no doubt about that. Blakey from 40 metres, good kick, puts it through. So North get their 4th. And Blakey gets his 2nd. So that rounds off a pretty good individual performance.
Yeah, they weren't bad stats, were they, from Blakey? 11 and 8, 12 and 8 now after that kick at goal. And he's taken some pretty courageous marks too, John Blakey. He's that kick from about 45 metres. He read the breeze very well, just brought it back slightly. So North Melbourne with 2 goal kickers and the Adelaide Crows 13 goal kickers.
I'd expect Blakey to hold a pretty prominent place in this team throughout the year.
Well, I always thought he was a pretty good player when he was playing with Fitzroy, Bruce. So let's hope he can do something for North Melbourne. This season looks like being a long one. Peter German caught, and he's going to be penalised. There's a bit of a dust up there between Staritsky and Brown, is it? And Ramiro getting into the action, but Jamieson has the football and he just kicks it out to the side ever so slightly. It's Bickley's mark. Bickley's kicking towards centre half forward, no mark taken, punched away. Roberts has it and he controls it quite nicely in the finish and kicks it wider still, where a good mark is taken by Schwass. And his performance hasn't been all that bad. He's lost his boot, his right boot, so he's not disadvantaged all that much. But his kick falls in short. The mark is taken by Pittman, but a free kick away from Pittman awarded to Smith. He gets the hand pass away to Blakey. Blakey's kick to full forward, but an excellent mark in front of the pack. This man lacks no courage whatsoever, and he gets the ball away to Rouvray. That was Bickley, and Rouvray's kick finds Maynard on centre wing. A quick kick, looking for Brown. Half volley, a little awkward. Scholl chipping in is Rasciuto. His hand pass, looking for Maynard. Maynard has the football, can't quite control it.
He's got that free kick, Robbo, because he was willing to put his body in and prepared to put his body on the line.
Fair enough, and Maynard's kick in towards the pocket. Modra and Martin. Martin gets rid of Modra and hand passes to Scholl. Scholl away to Allison. Allison's short kick is not too bad, and the mark is taken by Attard and McGuinness. Play on, says the umpire. Well, maybe he thought Attard was trying to get clear, and McGuinness's work was not too bad. That mark taken by Archer. Archer's kick marked by Roberts. Roberts at left half back, kicks it in towards the centre of the ground. Wiedemann can't take the mark. Ben Hart overruns it. A rare mistake by that young man. German's kick in short. Bickley going back, but look at Rouvray. I'm impressed with him. Jamieson, wider still to Tasker. They give themselves a bit of space with hand passes and short passes. Now Brown. Brown's kick up towards centre half forward. Modra nearly takes the mark, but he feeds it out the back to Liptak, and Liptak kicks a goal. Matthew Liptak gets his second goal, and the Crows as Mark Micken lips off the ground. Adelaide get their 27th goal, and we've just been told that they only have 17 men on the ground. So,
well, they haven't bothered to replace him.
Who cares?
That's supreme arrogance, isn't it? Haven't they teamed well? Superb performance. North Melbourne have chased tails all night. Modra almost taking that good mark, but didn't matter. Liptak, quick goal.
Liptak with 2. Adelaide playing 17 men for the last 3 minutes. Micken coming off, and well, Graham Corns has decided to keep everybody where they are. Ishenko wins the tap. Wiedemann in the front spot. Look for a free kick. McGuinness has had a splendid final term. Schwass over the top with Brown. 182 to 29. A 23 goal 15 margin. And that works out to 25 goals 3, the difference between the two teams in a Foster's Cup match. Brown, left foot. Adelaide was 6-1 for the Foster's Cup before tonight to win it. They'd come into about 7-2. Strong third favourites behind Hawthorn and West Coast. McDermott, Groom, Rashuto, Schwass, who's been all right. He's probably had the most touches for North Melbourne, up there with Blakey. That's short of Schenko. Lee held him up. Back to Schwass. Play by Lee. Ben Hart in on Attard. Ramiro. Chance now for Jose. To Smith, who can kick a goal. And one bounce and goes for goal now and brings it right across and misses. 4-6 to 27-20. Max, what's the story with Mark Micken?
A left ankle injury, Bruce. They're applying ice, nothing too serious, according to Barry Downs, the team manager.
And is it true there are only 17 men out there?
Well, Mark Micken came off the ground, not through the interchange, and no one else went on the ground, so one less than 18 is 17, Brucey.
Thanks for that, Max.
No worries.
Some arithmetic from Max. Larkin back to Schwass. Schwass goes short. Here's a chance for North. And they set it up with a mark at centre half forward taken by Storitsky. Robbo,
I hope North Melbourne get a goal or two, Bruce, because they watch the replay and find out there's only 17 men in the last 2 minutes.
They might take a head count, Robbo, and take the score off Adelaide for not having the right number of players out there. Oh, Storitsky. Good goal, yes. So Storitsky gets his first. 5-6 to 27-20.
Yes, well, I think Wayne Schimmelbusch would be just embarrassed looking on at this performance by North Melbourne. High expectations coming over here. They really expected to do well tonight, North Melbourne, but really from that first opening term by the Adelaide Crows, they've just chased tails all night. They've never looked like it. It's had some very ordinary performers that just haven't produced any of the goods tonight.
So a very big margin in favour of the Adelaide Crows in this Foster's Cup match, which will see them proceed to the next round. But for North Melbourne, quite a dismal effort. And it just must be so difficult. I can remember we used to go down on a bus to play at Geelong, and it was terrible coming back on the bus if you were beaten. But by gee, it must be worse when you've got to travel on the plane and then stay overnight. There's nothing much to celebrate. And go back the next day, especially when you performed so miserably as this. The ball has been forced wide towards the wing, and running hard at the football was Tasker. He was very determined. Maynard, handball, Tregenza, unselfishly, Tasker, and discipline, kicks it to the front of the goals. And well done, Michael Martin, to get back and get a fist to that and thump it through for a rush behind to Adelaide.
They've had about 3 good players, haven't they, North Melbourne tonight, that you could say half reasonable. Blakey, I think, has played a good game. Schwass. And I thought about another one a minute ago. It's
maybe Laidley.
I'm having trouble now. No, I don't think Laidley's had a fantastic night.
Well, they've got the ball up towards right half forward where Peter German has taken the mark out in front of Wiedemann. And just seconds left now as German kicks it in towards centre half forward. Adelaide will take the mark through Pittman. So North, their last chance to score another goal, has been chopped off, and there's the sign. So it's all over at Football Park. The Adelaide Crows have a resounding victory against North Melbourne. They've kicked 27-21, 183. North Melbourne 5-6, 36.
147-point margin.
Well, you can go through the goal kickers, Bruce, because there's a few of them on one side of the ledger and not many on the other.
13 for Adelaide, 5 for Modra and 5 for Hodges and 3 for McDermott. And for North Melbourne, Longmire with a couple and Blakey with 2. Bernie, you've got 10 seconds to tell us about it.
Well, that was all over at quarter time, wasn't it? At first quarter, they had 14 shots to 1. They did kick with a slight bruise.